All right, cool. Well, this is apparently informative and unfortunate how Linus Tech Tips reveals the rot in influencer culture.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely evening. This is going to be a different video than a lot of the videos I've done on this channel. I usually am a bit more excited for it. I did this video already and then my file was just complete corrupt garbage. The audio, the video, everything.
That sucks, man. That happens more often than people do. React Andy to do something I probably don't care. Awesome. Yeah, dude. We have to be outraged at shit that we don't even understand. I don't even know. It's something to do with influencers. But I love Louis Rossmann, so that's why we're going to do it.
It's just garbage. I was able to use Whisper and Speech Note to get a transcript of it, so you may see me looking at the screen every now and then. I feel like I got everything out exactly as I wanted the first time, and I don't know how to really reproduce that.
That
I don't
sucks.
usually read from the screen, but you may see me do that from time to time because I've already done this video.
Teleprompt.
If anybody has been watching this channel for any length of time, you probably understand that I have a deep and fundamental disdain for influencer culture and where it has gone. I believe that there is a lot of rot on this website, and I believe there's a lot of rot within influencer culture in general.
Yeah, 100%, dude. People don't even fucking give a shit to think their own opinions. Like, look, man, I'm an Asmongold Andy, dude. I watch that shit every day, basically. And, oh, the sound is too low? Shit.
Did a video about this with
Is that better? Maybe I'll turn it up a smidge more on this end, too.
Brand Safe Influencers with Marcus Brownlee last year.
Is that cool? Appreciate you saying that, by the way. I would have had no idea otherwise. Better yes? All right, cool. But yeah, no one thinks for themselves anymore. It's kind of sad. Even like, yeah. Is this a locale? I don't know what that means, to be honest. But what's up, Raspberry Balls? I've heard that term, but I'm not really too sure. But basically, influencers suck is what the gist of it I get so far.
I believe that there is a lot of rot on this website, and I believe there's a lot of rot within influencer culture in general. I did a video about this with Brand Safe Influencers with Marcus Brownlee last year, where he did this greenwashing interview with Apple, not asking a single difficult question.
I remember
not
that.
Challenging any of what they were saying, and just completely just allowed this complete pile of garbage to be fed to 15 or 18 million people.
Honestly, that guy doesn't have anything, anything worthwhile. They are someone you laugh at. Oh, yeah, that is the terminology. No, so not at this guy, but the people that this dude is describing. Louis Rossmann is fucking awesome. I absolutely love this dude. I highly... Actually, you know what? Let me put the link to the video first before anything. I really recommend watching this guy. He's fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't know. He's done a lot more than you could even imagine for like free software and just in general, like a lot of things.
I did a video on Christmas Eve talking about what I think it takes to be a real influencer, and I told the story of somebody that inspired me. This video is going to be, I would say, part 3 in that series. I made a community post about Linus from Linus Tech Tips, and I went over a lot in that post that bothered me about the way he presents himself and the actions that he takes. And I stand by what I said in that post. I stand by all of it.
Okay.
And I wanted to do a video that goes over why.
All right, let's read it. I don't think he's going to read it, but let's see. What's the big deal about people getting sponsored not being authentic? Yeah, and it's like, it's kind of to a certain degree, like especially with Marcus Brownlee, I think it's, I forget his exact name, but Marcus is his first name. That dude that does all the mobile reviews. Like, he's seen as like a figure of authority over stuff, and it's basically like, I mean, he's basically like a QVC salesman or whatever. He's self-doing. We'll check him out. Yeah, he's fucking awesome. He's got a lot of really cool shit. Also, hope you've been good, man. What up, Radon? I thought lolcow was someone, was calling someone a retard. I guess to a certain degree, that's still applicable, right? But yeah, it's more of like when this dude says something, I feel like I can generally trust it, right? Of course, you have to have any sort of level of skepticism when it comes to anything anyone on the internet says, and myself included. I'm just a man on the internet, so just take that into mind. Yeah. As generalizing a parasitic relationship with the viewers and to have with the entertainer. Yeah, I think that's probably a little more specific. But the lolcow is someone that you laugh at the internet. I've only just learned that, apparently. Let's read this. The worst part about dealing with people who have narcissistic personality disorders, they make themselves out to be the victim anytime you point out their own bad behavior. You wind up feeling like a villain for speaking the truth and speaking your mind. So you sit there wondering what you did wrong when all your only crime was not saying or doing what they wanted you to. You worry that at any moment they're going to punish you by punish you by making themselves out to be the victim who has been persecuted by you. You have good reason to worry. People with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, I take it, are highly charismatic, exceptional actors, and have zero empathy. I grew up with someone like that. It makes my skin crawl when I see it on YouTube as an adult, particularly when it affects the people that would in real life be calling happy friend. Lol cow is a cow that is being milked for lols on the internet. Whoa. Okay, that's a dictionary-ass definition. That's tight. Some people need to touch grass. Yeah, but, this is the YouTube ecosystem. They view the person which they watch him as morally obligated public figure, which many of them like to present themselves as such. Exactly. It's kind of like those big Twitch streamers like Pokimane. I don't fucking know. Whatever, those fucking people. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. They call them... I don't know what I'm talking about. I watch fucking The Main Man, all right?
That post was a video that I saw, and it was a video where the title had changed 3 times. It also presented some items from Steve at Gamers Nexus that...
This is slightly different, but yes.
...bothered me. It would have bothered me regarding virtually anybody. Steve is essentially...
Actually, what was he looking at? A journalist might have reached out to a comment to give valuable context first, but we know that once again, this wasn't about making the most accurate video. Your glass house is showing. Holy shit. Scaling beyond a few dudes is a big challenge, and I really hope that one day you get there. One, I still think that even if your judgment is clouded right now by the giant conflict of interest you have around reporting on us, your heart is in the right place, and that it'd be good for the industry. And 2, I think it'll be good for your content and your audience for you to have a broader perspective. I'll be moving forward as normal and won't be participating in any kind of nonsense public sniping. It'd be pretty good. It'd be good for views or whatever, but I'm pretty focused on growing the company and testing the capabilities for our team. You're still welcome at future LTX events. Is that... I don't know. Is this for Linus Tech Tips?
It would have bothered me regarding...
DSP and Boogie are prime example of locales. Yes. And Wings of Redemption, those types of folks.
Virtually anybody. Steve is essentially here is just an example. But so there was a video that he made titled, "Is Gamers Nexus Ethical Journalism?" And then he changed it to Linus Email Steve, and then he changed it to Linus and Gamers Nexus Ever Be Friends Again. Now, people with a certain personality type will do this, where you go from being very confrontational to, oh, let's be friends, to this weird emotional manipulation. And I don't like that. I've experienced that for 17 years of my life, and I know it when I see it, and it just kind of, it just twists something in the pit of my stomach, where somebody has a dagger in one hand and a handshake in the other. I don't like that very much.
To be honest, this is a lot of people in the FGC, and this is like, you'll see like a lot of people like complaining about certain, like, I don't know if you want to call them influencers, but basically streamers or people that make YouTube videos, and they will not be showing themselves to be authentic, and then they start to, get that evil side of them, and then they're like, oh, well, now I have to be good. And obviously, like, you do that for like damage control and stuff like that, but it's really like bullshit, man. You can't really trust people like that. And you'll even find yourself doing that, and you have to catch yourself.
And in this video, he was discussing Steve's coverage of him, and he was putting the word morality on the screen from a dictionary, and he was saying, kind of implying that Steve is not moral because of how he covered what Linus had did, and I believe that he successfully shifted focus from
Steve?
his own actions and his own lack of morality onto somebody else. And one of the things that I'm going to be going into in very great detail in this video is that it's not only Linus that I'm aggravated at. I'm considerably aggravated at Steve from Gamers Nexus for a number of reasons.
Steve from Gamers Nexus, thank you.
One of them here is that he has allowed other people to choose the yardstick by which he's measured, and he never takes that yardstick and tries to measure the people who are applying that standard to him. He has accepted the premise of assholes in many ways. He has changed the way he acts as a result of it, and I'm going to go over how I think that should change. So in that video, he's discussing Steve Burke's video, where he's talking about a company called Honey, What is Honey? For those of you who have not followed this,
Oh,
it's a company that creates a browser extension that is closed source that tries to find coupon codes for you and then input it when you're checking out on a website. So if you've ever been to oldnavy.com, skechers.com, newegg.com, any website where you buy stuff, you'll usually see a little box where you can input a discount code. And sometimes you can get free shipping, sometimes you get 5% off, $2 off, whatever it is.
And the crazy thing is that there was like a huge scandal with Honey and like how it was effectively applying a bunch of coupon codes to like cut out the middleman in like the supply chain. I forgot the exact mechanics of it, but effectively like the price for the consumer would be reduced, but the sponsors themselves that would make the codes would be responsible for basically accepting certain purchases with these Honey codes, and they would effectively operate at a loss. It was some like really horse shit thing, and they went on to like make another company to basically continue it. Basically, Honey was pretty much demonized and cast out.
It's annoying to look for these coupon codes because when you Google for a coupon code, 99% of them don't even work anymore. The websites that have these are mostly spam garbage filled with ads, the kind of stuff where you'd really want to have a condom on in your web browser before you visit them.
Damn.
And after you spend 20 minutes searching, you're lucky if you can even get $5 off. So it's nice to have an extension that finds these things for you.
Yeah, so it honestly, the idea, like as a consumer, sounds really nice, but there's a lot of bullshit that goes to it. So Honey gets the money directly instead of the ones making the coupons. Basically, yeah, they get like a cut of it. They basically get commissions on sales, or I think was the exact thing. Don't quote me on that. There's better videos on that. In fact, here I'll just link a video for people's context. Honey scandal. Okay. All right. Yes, I know this is bitch made, but this is what I saw. Okay. Okay. It's him. Okay. I have to trust my bearded bald man. This is the original video. So if you're bored and like want to figure out like the specifics of that shit, that's a good source.
Sponsored a lot of different YouTubers that were very large and very famous.
Look, I'm a fan. Okay, I like Asmongold.
A lot of YouTubers spoke about it, including Linus. A video came out demonstrating that this company is one giant scam. What they were doing is they were stealing affiliate revenue and commissions from people on YouTube.
Damn,
so
there you go.
When you click a link in my video description that says Hacko T30K.
I'll stop pausing
That link is what's called an affiliate link. It lets the vendor know that you got there from my video, and what they'll do is they'll give me 1 or 2 or 4% of what you buy on that website. So if you buy the Hacko soldering iron, I'll get something. If you say, you know what, Lewis is an idiot, I'm going to buy a Weller instead, I'll still get the 1 or 2% commission because you sent me there.
So, and just to give you more like actual context for something like that, let's see. Can I give you an example? The way it works is, I don't know, let's say all right, let's fucking put that in the chain. But let's say that you're looking at, let's see, what's a product? Okay, this guy seems like whatever. Oh, you don't have one? What the fuck? Wait, no. What's something that, I don't know, like HelloFresh or something like that? Someone, yeah, I ordered HelloFresh to see if it's a scam. So, like, he'll have, yeah, here you go. So you see them. These are, like, affiliate links, right? So when you click on this shit, notice how it's, like, Cuisinart, all of that, DP, all that, link code. This is a URL parameter right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says and link ampersand link code equals that. Tag equals this. So basically all this bullshit that you see as a sent will give them the kickback. And that's why they always ask you to have their link in order to get some sort of money. Honey would do the same thing.
You buy this $40 soldering iron tip that you saw me use because you like it, and I'll get
just go with your flow. You're right.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. They were actually editing and changing this link without letting you know.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
They were doing this in secret.
That's how they were getting the money.
and they would steal the commission.
But you're right.
So
I won't
criticism
make any
in the
promises.
video that came out, or at least the heavy implication in the video that came out on this company, is that there were YouTubers that knew that this company was scamming people, and they did not come out and say this company is scamming people. They just kind of dropped them as a sponsor without really saying anything.
That's
It
a
was
dead
one of these
pixel.
things where it's like, I'm going to do this really high visibility video discussing this company on my main channel, and then when they wind up being a
Yeah.
scam, you know, people kind
And it's crazy because like they were doing this in plain sight. And the fact of the matter is that it was like a server-side driven thing. Like if you actually looked at what was going on, it was replacing that code on the fly. It's really fucked up.
And then when they wind up being a scam, you know, people kind of mentioned it on Twitter, and influencers kind of knew about it already. And there's this forum post over here that, you know, like 1% of the people that watch my channel post on. So,
Thank you.
which I,
We'll get into this. What bothered me about this thing. So Linus took money to advertise a service
Yep.
that he admits he learned was stealing from people. And Linus's defense in several of his videos has been that I thought they were only scamming these people. I didn't know it was scamming the people that I advertised it to.
Damn.
Like, I only thought it was scamming them, not you. You know, and also the defense was something along the lines of his image. People would be mad at him if they for suggesting that they uninstall a browser extension that made Linus less money. Anytime I suggest that you look at one of these videos where he said something, I highly suggest that you listen to the entire video yourself. One of the things I've noticed over the past several weeks is that when listening to a Linus video, many people see this as kind of that Yanni Laurel thing that came out many years ago, where two people can listen to the exact same clip, the exact same quote, and they literally hear different things. And I'm always going to tell you, go there and listen to the whole thing. I'm going to quote sections, but by all means, listen to the whole thing so you can decide for yourself.
You know, and the other fucked up thing is that people don't even watch the whole thing. People look at a thumbnail and they'll be like, oh, okay, that's crazy. You know, Hamas is in my backyard. And, you know, like, just say some shit like that. They'll just see some, like, fucked up saying and, like, you know, make some outrageous claim like that and, you know, roll with it. It's really pathetic, and no one really actually does, like, their first-party research. They need someone to tell them. They need someone to react to it, right? And please don't use me as that ever, like but people do that shit naturally. It's unfortunate, but they just won't watch the whole goddamn context. They won't read the entire documents. They want the quick and easy fact and path. Watching stuff is genuinely important if you're going to form an opinion, and worse, even share those views. Exactly, you have to do the whole thing. That was like a big thing in this whole like political climate that we've had as of late, in that pretty much like most people will be like, this bad, he said this, he doesn't like him, therefore bad. And not many people actually will go to the first party source and actually form their own opinion. It's really unfortunate. Anytime I'm sharing information and point of view, I always make a point for the other person to do their research on their own. I ain't perfect. Exactly. Yeah, I might be bullshitting you. Maybe Arch sucks, you know, who knows? Yes, I had some people commenting on my videos reading from the title. Then I would ask the dude if he watched the video based on what he was saying. He would say no. People are stupid. Yeah, they are, dude. Linus isn't based. I guess we're about to find out why not, right?
And it seemed like he was worried about how he'd be perceived and how he'd be torn apart. So I'm going to quote one of these videos. And I quote,
That's really sad, dude, Shinra. That's really fucked up. Like, God damn it. People are dumb.
if I told everybody, uninstall Honey, an extension that supposedly gets them a better deal because I wasn't making enough money from it, do you really, honestly, ask yourself, truly, do you think that would have gone well for me? So Linus is asking his viewers to ask if they think it would have gone well for him. And my first thing, what makes me want to punch my monitor is that it's not about you.
Wait,
gave up.
Was that a quote?
My first thing, what makes me want to punch my monitor is that it's not about you. You gave up the right for it to be about you, or your image, or how you think you'd be perceived when you took their money to advertise a closed source browser extension to all of your users.
Well, to be honest, I bet you a lot of these guys do produce their... I mean, that's completely zero evidence-based, but, I mean, you know. Actually, I don't know. Don't listen to me on that. It's funny about that whole comment thing. I think one of the best comments... People have a lot to say about an hour-long video that's been posted out for 4 minutes. Like verbatim what we just fucking talked about. I saw that before I went live. Okay, a little bit cheating. I did some research. I scrolled down accidentally. Yeah, Personal responsibility goes out the window when certain types of individual, the people, the moment they come, zero integrity. Yeah. Internet comments in stu general can be the best, wholesome and fun, stupid. Yeah, exactly. It goes both ways. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them are dumb. But I don't know. I mean, when I'm small, so like most of the comments I get are usually pretty nice. But I guess when you're big, you get a lot of like motherfuckers, I guess, too. Yeah. Well, zero integrity, yeah. Mm-hmm. What's he gonna say? Fuck.
It's not cheap to advertise on Linus's channel.
Wait a fucking minute. How much was that?
Channel.
Okay, coming off Linus Lick Steps used to be Short Circuit is all about unboxing various types of pieces of technology. $30,000 for a sponsored video? What does that give you? Dedicated unboxing video production incorporating brands and services. A trackable link at the top of the video description. Host to unbox the product and wow, the brand would be the sole sponsor of the video. Holy shit, that's for one video. What kind of like throughput are we talking here? Wait, let's go to this fucking Linus Tech Tips guy. Okay. Let's go videos. Obviously it's okay. 30K. It's like 30K every 2 fucking days, dude. 30K every 2 fucking days. And obviously not fully at that rate, but wow. Oh, wait, is this Canadian dollars? Maybe it's Canadian dollars. 30K in CAD to use. Okay, 20K. Okay, all right, 20K. Wow, that is insane. Mid-roll sponsorship, $70,000. Oh, sorry, $7,000. Holy shit! Nexus clears this fraud. We're about to see. We're about to see if that guy is legit or not. These people don't even know what money is. Yeah, that is insane. And I'm happy when I got paid $50 for making it 30. Yeah, which is sick. That's really cool. That's actually really fucking awesome, dude. GG's. I thought sponsored videos went up to 8K at most. That's yeah. Well, you have to understand Social Blade. And then if you go to, I guess, Linus Tech Tips. Yes, I'm human. Don't worry. Usually they have like a rank. 14th tech in the world. Social Blade. They're the 4,000th. How is it an A goddamn minus? How are they doing? Yeah, they're basically, top crop. Yeah. Check Flight Reacts. Flight Reacts? Okay, I don't know. It's being shitty. But anyway, let's keep going. I'll open up on the side while he's doing that.
For making that video, or how many times Honey paid him. I have no idea. I'm going to take a guess that it was more than free. I'm going to take a guess that it was a considerable amount of money. So this is one of the things that goes back to a video that I did about 9 years ago about something I learned from one of my good mentors, Dino, when I was 19. He had a saying, it's if you're going to be the bitch, you be the whole bitch. Or very similar to what Eddard Stark said in Game of Thrones. He who set the sentence must swing the sword. Or in this case, he who takes 10 or 20 or 50 or $500,000 or whatever to advertise a scam on his YouTube channel must then use that same YouTube channel to tell his audience when he learns that they are a scam. Like, I don't hear him saying, I was dangerously concerned about the data privacy of those users. I don't hear him mentioning that their privacy policy says that they will keep your data for 10 years and that they collect.
The criteria used to determine our retention period is as follows. Personal information used for the ongoing relationship between you and PayPal Honey is stored for the duration of the relationship plus a period of 10 years unless we
used it to target ads at you. And above all, the big...
That's fucked up, yeah. Honey is a piece of shit company, and they became... So, what is the new company Honey made? I forgot what it's called. Mailbo, is it? No, they own it. I think it might be this. Melibile? No, it's not that. I don't remember. Maybe Hive or something like that. Welcome back, Jano. He's a bigger NVIDIA show than me. Isn't that crazy? Oh, hey, Kokiri. What up, man? Hope you enjoy your lurk. Hope all's been well.
Is just when later on he gets mad that there's not context that was added. I'm going to add that context, and I'm going to show you why I think it makes it even worse. People who are willing to scam people that are worth tens to hundreds of millions of dollars might be willing to scam people that are worth nothing. I'm just going to throw that.
Yeah, Honey got bought out by PayPal eventually. Yes, that's correct.
Out there, that if a company is so brazen that they're
Pi, thank you. Pi is the new Honey. That's 100%
steal
it.
From people who are worth 10 million, 100 million, or 300 million dollars, because there's some big creators that sponsored this, they're probably, if they're going to steal money from people at that size, they're probably also willing to steal data from the guy that bags groceries at HEB.
Yep.
Linus, if he wanted, could afford to hire a top-tier law firm. He could get Quinn and Emanuel on retainer if he wanted to sue these companies and bury them for their misdeeds. And they went after him and still stole from many others. If they're going to steal from people like that, why wouldn't they steal from somebody like you or I? Why wouldn't they steal our data? This is a closed-source browser extension. It sees everything that you're doing in your browser. It knows your name because you are checking out on these websites. It knows what you're buying because it can see. It knows the political websites that you go to. It knows the videos you watch. It can build a total and complete profile on you. And
yeah, and the fact of the matter is that people don't really look at what permissions are required by different things. Like in Android, it's a little bit more explicit, but people still don't fucking read that stuff, right? They don't read the TOS, which, I mean, shit, I don't either, right? But they don't even look at the prompts. Like, some of the shit that, like, some of the apps I've worked on and, like, what they actually request, it's insane. It's, like, actually crazy. It's, like, borderline psychopathic. I mean, look at even, like, these anti-cheats and stuff like that. The anti-cheats are in the same vein. They're able to see everything, all of the processes on your computer, all of everything that you do. They have, like, straight-up keyloggers and stuff. I mean, shit, even Nikkei was like that. Give a literal example for the sake of argument. Here, let me... Do I even have Chrome on this? No. Or is it Google? No, I don't. Well, let's put it... Okay. Well, I'll just, rather than... I was going to just install, like, a thing in order to see it. But, one thing was, like, when I used to work on at Spectrum, we used to have this thing called Subscriber Information Application, right? So this was just like your internet service provider, like, rather than looking at it from the perspective of an application. If you don't read the terms of service, like, we would see shit like what times of the day that you're active. What do you like to watch during those times of day? Are you feeling happy at, like, 7 p.m., 8 p.m.? Are you excited about this kind of concept at this time of day? How long do you go to the bathroom for? How long, like, they would have, like, insane fucking, like, things. And we would have this huge, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. I'm just going to say, keep it there. The point being is that, like, keylogger, yeah, 100%. How do you think Nikkei is even able to determine that your Alice sniping hacks are working? It's 100% keylogging everything that you're doing, every input that you ever do, and they're going to take that data, and you sign that data off too. What are they going to do with that data? They're probably going to train AI systems in order to figure out what your behavior is like, and all that stuff. You've basically signed away. That's why I stopped playing these gacha games. The only one I'll play is Azure Lane, because it's you can run it in a container, and yeah, everything is like that. Do they know I'm watching hardcore porn? Yeah, you can deduce it with a few features of your behavior. It's not that hard.
Only knows what they are doing with that data. There's a lot of talk on the context that was missing from Steve's video, the additional part of the video clip that he didn't play, and that's what people are really hinging on here. The context that Linus is referring to is what he explained during this January 4th stream. So I'm going to read you the entire thing. 4 years ago, if I'd said, uninstall this extension that gets you a better deal, people that say ad blocking is piracy and that it circumvents compensating the creator, watch how predictably the chat is going to blow up and say that's totally...
You can obfuscate it a lot with VPNs. Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, they have your personal information. A VPN is only going to mask your IP. So, yeah. I mean, there's not really much you can do. A VPN's not even that secure. A VPN is more of a A VPN is not a security thing. I think a lot of people mistaken it for that. It's more of a organizational tool and a means of connecting to a network from the outside. But the VPN, as far as like what people hear with the VPN is like NordVPN, that's like not really a secure thing. Oh no, they can see it. ISPs can see it hard. It doesn't matter if you're VPN or not. Yeah. They would appreciate your taste in porn. How Moscow do you go, dude?
It's not totally different. It's related, though. It's very closely related. I'm spreading the word for the smaller creators, but that argument doesn't save me here. And it's not going to save me if I tell people to uninstall this extension that gets them a better deal so that small creators can get their affiliate revenue. Are you kidding? There's just no way that I can make that video and I don't have hanging from the nearest tree. I mean, now that we figured out that honey is harming the consumer, obviously. But again, we didn't. I don't know how many times I have to say this. We didn't know about that. We didn't know anything because we didn't say anything because we didn't know.
I saw a video
because we didn't know.
I saw a video that just proved
and
that.
We had no reason to. And that's another thing. Like, we don't shout it from the rooftops every time we stop working with us.
Oh, goddamn, dude. Ooh, why did you wear that, man? I forgot. I don't even know what he's talking about, but that just took all the context out of all of the words he just said. Man, oh man, this is what I see as fuck. This, this is when I think of whenever you talk about Sonic to me, Peter. This is exactly like the vibe of like Sonic people. This is Sonic people. I don't even remember. Oh fuck, what was I? He was talking. Oh, that basically Linus was they stopped it when they got aware of it, but. You know what? Scratch that thought. I don't want to make a claim that I can't remember the context of. So, but I do remember that Linus Tech Tips did realize like the swapping of the codes or whatever. But yeah, I remember that. You're kind of right though. This is them. He's one of them. Damn.
Anybody. That is such a we didn't say anything because
let me listen to that.
Small creators can get their affiliate revenue. Closely related. Referring to is what he explained during the fourth stream. So I'm going to read you the entire thing.
Okay, let's see it.
4 years ago, if I'd said, uninstall this extension that gets you a better deal, people that say ad blocking is piracy and that it circumvents compensating the creator, watch how predictably the chat is going to blow up and say that's totally different. It's not totally different. It's related, though. It's very closely related. I'm spreading the word for the smaller creators, but that argument doesn't save me here. And it's not going to save me if I tell people to uninstall this extension that gets them a better deal so that small creators can get their affiliate revenue. Are you kidding? There's just no way that I can make that video and I don't have hanging from the nearest tree. I mean, now that we figured out that honey is harming the consumer, obviously. But again, we didn't. I don't know how many times I have to say this. We didn't know about that. We didn't know anything because we didn't say anything because we didn't know. We didn't say anything because we didn't know about that, and we had no reason to. And that's another thing. Like, we don't shout it from the rooftops every time we stop working with a sponsor, and neither does anybody. That is such a weird, bizarre expectation that some people have.
It's a jump scare, dude. It's a fucking jump scare. God damn. Okay, yeah, I completely, I don't have a Sonic onesie, so leave me out of that. Damn. Yeah, he's completely right. Why the fuck would you even consider that? Does it matter who you're scamming? So, like, let's just say that, all right, let me put out a hypothetical. If you had a means of scamming a lot of rich people, would you do it? Like, it doesn't technically affect them or affect, the little guy. But if you had the means of scamming a shitload of, like, rich people, right? And I'm not even talking about, like, millionaires. I'm talking about, like, someone that might, accidentally like forget about a subscription for $5 a month or something like that. Would you do it? And if you could successfully scam them, does it make it any better? No. Scamming is scamming. It's bad because bad doesn't matter who you're doing it to. People can find excuses, but it's still shitty. Exactly. I guess if you're unaware, that's one thing. But if you're doing it and you're like, oh, well, it's only like the middleman that kind of gets fucked up, or even like some of these smaller content creators that get fucked up, or smaller businesses also, then yeah, that doesn't justify it at all. That it really doesn't make sense. People are really selective about how they apply their code of morality, and it's really a shame. Okay, what did Steve Burke leave out? What part did he leave out?
The NFL to
Linus.
about how they have had bad experiences.
Thank you.
We don't shout it from the rooftops every time you stop working with a sponsor.
Okay, let me do this real quick. Okay. Okay, I saved it. All right, cool.
Neither does anybody. That is such
yeah, this dude hairline is cooked.
bizarre
Yeah, Louis is not exactly balling in the hair department. Let's just say that. But you know, he's balling in many other departments. I'll just say that.
that some people have. Do you expect the NFL to like replace Monday Night Football with
That doesn't look that bad. Damn, I don't know. Like it looks okay.
the 3-hour special about not using Surface tablets anymore when their sponsorship ends? Of course not. We stopped working with a bunch. We
Selective is the key word. Audio got choppy for a couple seconds
stopped
there.
working with a bunch of sponsors because of getting about how they have had
Okay.
bad experiences with them. We didn't, shout it from the rooftops. We just stopped
Just
working
kidding.
with them.
I'm just kidding.
And the problem is that Linus is such a good parasocial relationship and an actor that people are all defending him for fucking them. So Steve actually did do something very wrong in his video by not including that context. And I agree that that it's wrong because that context makes it even worse.
To be honest, right now we're talking about a man with long hair, or he's talking to about a man with long hair. It's just a funny balding versus long hair battle.
So first things first here. So you're kind of comparing, informing your audience about the fact that this company is scamming people with making a 3-hour video. You know that that's bullshit. This is a false dichotomy, and this is done to escape responsibility and accountability, which is part of what I say Linus always does. And every time he does this, he tends to go from being the victimizer to being the victim. It was one of the top voted comments, or in the top voted comments in one of the last
Put it up,
videos
homie.
he's done. I don't know, I've lost count of this stuff.
Damn.
Where people were making the point that, man, it always seems like one of the top voted comments was Linus has always talked about how companies respond to criticism. And
Okay, here we go. Don't judge a company for errors. Look how they react to critique. Linus Sebastian, you said it, now live and work by it. Damn, Random Hero 89. We should work by that too. What? Well, yeah, that's okay. His first action was lashing out, so he's already shown that one. Already not doing that, not doing too hot by deleting comments mentioning Madison's accusations. Yeah, that didn't go very well. Ooh. I'm not actually sorry part of his video. By looking at his video, it seems like he will still make himself a victim. Oh, that's his mouse. God damn it, man. And acknowledge that part. People don't seem to know, I can barely read that. I don't give enough of shit.
tells you a lot. And always the victim, never the victim.
But he actually downplayed and
Yeah,
manipulated
so-
the truth of what happened. Yes.
I want you to think about this statement for a moment. I thought it was screwing them. I didn't know it was screwing you. Imagine I have somebody in my house during a barbecue and then
Yeah.
my wallet goes missing. I have a hidden camera inside my house and I check it and it shows that Bob stole my wallet. My neighbor has a barbecue the next day and I don't tell my neighbor that Bob stole from me or warn him because I'm afraid of how that'll affect my image and how people will react to it. I'm concerned about how that would go for me. And let's say that he finds out that somebody paid me $20,000 to $60,000 to say that Bob's a good guy.
I'm not gonna lie, this happens so much in fucking Tekken that it pisses me off. Like when we would have the Tekken House, I remember that we would get comments from like other people around the community when I had Jim living with me. Jim was a very Devil Jim is his handle, but he's like a very, I guess, controversial person, right? He doesn't give a shit. He says a lot of fucked up stuff too. Like, not everyone is super down with him, right? But like people were like legitimately mad that he lived with us, and we're like, what the fuck, man? He's just my friend, right? Like it doesn't matter, right? And we would get so much shit, and then people would be like, oh, the Tekken House is supporting like bad people and stuff like that. It was just so fucked up, and we would get it from like, pretty it felt, it was like that, except it was the complete opposite of a DDI house, to be honest. Yeah, it pissed me off, man. It really pissed me off. I really got a good taste of what humans are like when they're not getting their way, and fuck me, it makes me so mad. They're such assholes, and that's the main reason that I don't do this Tekken House thing. Okay, let's continue.
This is the level that Linus stooped to. And this motherfucker has the gall to put the word morality on screen and read the dictionary definition of that shit to criticize Steve Burke. Steve Burke ain't perfect. He's a flawed man. But get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah.
These people that pay you this much money, they're not paying this much money for you to have a...
Whoa! Hold up. Wait. It's 65,000. I wasn't even looking at the... Wow. NVIDIA spot. This is why Panda has been brainwashed. It was $65,000 to get Panda to tout that NVIDIA is the best. Wow. Wait a minute. Hold up. How much? Wait, okay. Linus Tech Tips. Where's that? You know, they have like a section where they're like, oh, wow. This is their $2 million channel. That's, oh my God, dude. 65K for the others can be less. So for Linus Tech Tips, it's actually 65 G's. For their short circuit channel, this one, it's, wow, dude. Why the fuck did I become a dev, dude? That's just like, that's amazing. That is some next level money. That's what the sponsors pay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's how much money they're getting for the video. Leave alone the actual ad revenue from the video itself. Holy fuck. Yeah, drug dealer would have been smart, dude. Others could be less. Remember that they're on universal rate dependent on the creator. That's fair, yeah. But if we're talking about, like, even if it's half, that's insane.
They're not paying this much money because they read a tweet by somebody that you know. They're paying this much money to be in a high visibility video. In another video, he's talking about how there was a post on our forum about this that somebody made about on our forum, and you know somebody else had made a tweet about this, and there was a Medium post.
Drugs.
I had no idea that Honey did this. Do you know why I don't know that Honey did this?
Yeah.
Because I don't read your forum. I've seen your videos before. I don't read your forum. I don't read random Medium posts and Twitter blogs. This company paid you for a high visibility video. You know damn well that these people are not paying the same amount of money for a temporary shout out on your forum because your forum has less than 1% of viewership, most likely, of your YouTube channel. I'm just taking a guess there. And that's one of the things that pisses me off here, is that this man that has no standards and no ethics is now going to come out and look at this ungroomed, nerdy man in a t-shirt who builds computers on the internet and tests GPUs and hold him to the standard of a fucking Columbia University PhD journalism student that went on to work at the Financial Times. And if he falls short in one way, well, you didn't do it right, so you shouldn't be criticizing me. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You have Steve so fucked up over this. I look at his website. I look at how he's changed, how he publishes things over the years. This is called accepting the premise of assholes, that you must be held to the highest standard, but they can be held to none. If you're going to be...
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. Deserving is a funny concept. He has the visibility, so yeah, he's worth it. Yeah. Ugh. So here's the thing, though. Like, when it comes to this, is this just the game? This is the game. This is what you're supposed to do. Like, it's kind of like, okay, I'll be honest. Like, this whole React thing, and this is, like, really ironic that I'm saying this during a React. But it's like, to me, that always felt, like, gross, right? It always felt gross. I enjoy it. I actually really, I've been having a lot of fun with it. But, like, at the end of the day, you are basically using other people's content, right? And it's transformative or whatever, right? No person alive would say the paper is a right. Not a right. Okay, I'm not sure what that
bitch
okay.
And take their money, then you got to be the
regardless,
whole bitch and
whatever.
announce on the same motherfucking channel.
Like, at what point you have, like... Like, you have to get your hands a little dirty to get to the highest echelons of things. Money, doofus. Oh, growth stream, exactly, yeah. Like, so, like, doing shit like doing the React streams or doing shit that's, like, that feels, like, dirty, I guess, in a sense. You kind of have to do some of it, right, to really be at the tip top. Like, I'm talking Linus Tech Tips parts, right? So if you want to do it in a... I don't think it's mutually exclusive. I think you can do things morally and without, I don't know, it's a tough subject matter, right? Because like I don't care to be like the number one, right? If I can make a good living doing something that I'm proud of and like that, like, you know, genuinely doesn't harm anyone, that's the ultimate way, and that's the best recourse. That's the best course, not recourse. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing because I can promise you, you look at every top level streamer, you can look at every top level company, you could look at everything. They all do some shady shit to get to the top. So it's almost like society rewards that shit. It's gross. It is gross, but I'm hard pressed anymore to really judge. Like, I like you, so watching is normal for me, but there's no point where it becomes something inherently different from what this stream is compared to he said to like his. The last bit I didn't fully understand, my bad. Usually people end up wanting more money once they get some, I guess. That's true. Yeah. You can never have too much, too little. You can never have too much money. You always have that feeling. Even at like when I was making money, it was like, you know, it was like I could take more, but I felt happy. I don't know. It's weird.
That you learned that they're a scam. It's not about you. It's not about your image.
Okay, I got you.
You gave up the right to care about your image or be concerned about your image or how it would go or how it would be perceived when you took their fucking money. How about you let me decide if I want to use a closed source browser extension that's made by a bunch of scammers that has access to all my personal data so I could save $2 when I check out at oldnavy.com? How about you let me decide that for myself instead of having concern for your fucking image over my well-being?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if there was a Twitter post somewhere saying that this was a scam. I don't care if there's a forum post somewhere saying that this is a scam. You took the money to post this shit on your main YouTube channel, and you get paid this much money to post shit on your main YouTube channel because it's high visibility.
Yep.
I don't want to see that shit where it's page 1 for the misinformation and page 28 and little text in the fine print at the bottom when you do a retraction and, oh, look, I did that already and I kind of, I was afraid about my image and I thought they were only screwing this group of people. I had no idea that people who were willing to scam people worth $100 million may scam my users as well. Do you expect...
Yeah, that's super dishonest, and, like, they all fucking do that. Like, 100%. 100%. That's the key to happiness through being is through being content. Exactly. Yeah. Being proud of whatever you're doing. Yeah. But frankly, yeah, it's just the dishonesty that really bothers me as well. God, you can just see it, man. Just that face he has right now. He's like so over this fucking bullshit, right? Mindsets that look after these topics as pure numbers games only go so far. That's that kind of thinking is what leaves people in the military tribunals. Yes, exactly. Or $10 billion lawsuits. It's just not an excuse for lack of morals. Yeah, always has been. Exactly. That's 100%. Your heart has to be completely, like, dedicated to whatever you're doing, right? Like, I'll be honest, man. Like, Tekken House, as much as, like, as much as we wanted it to, like, produce the best possible players and, like, we wanted it to be, like, some sort of, I guess you could say that was our numbers game, was to see how many people we can get conquering a major or, like, how many top 8s that we can get. By the way, we didn't produce anyone. We did help some people. I don't know. We produced Toonie. So there you go. There you have it. No one that lived there, though. I'll just be honest. I guess Jim. Jim was 4th at Evo that one year. But he did that before us. How come no girls at Tekken House? Hey, girls came. We had some cosplay girls come. Yeah. Whatever. Fuck you. That's not the point. But the point of it was that, like, we loved this shit. We loved Tekken, and we wanted to do that. I don't know why I keep bringing it back to Tekken, but that was what was so special about it, It was like we really loved this shit. It was like something we really wanted to get good at. Even if it wasn't just to get good at it was just to get people to play this fucking game. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that we lost a shitload of money to this stuff. Like, Tekken House made nothing, and it wasn't intended to, but I could have just lived a normal life and, like, actually saved money.
Thought they were only screwing this group of people. I had no idea that people who were willing to scam people worth $100 million may scam my users as well.
Yep.
You expect the NFL to, like, replace Monday Night Football with a 3-hour special
100%.
about not using Surface tablets anymore when their sponsorship ends? Of course not. That's a false dichotomy. What you've done is you've taken a legitimate criticism from the audience, you have then compared it to something that's completely different to make the audience members who criticized you look ridiculous, so that you can deflect accountability and responsibility.
Yeah,
that's a 90-second
that's all
short.
it is.
You don't have to do a 3-hour-long retraction, you manipulative fuck. That's some bullshit.
I agree.
That's bitch shit right there. What you're doing is you're deflecting accountability and responsibility. You're avoiding it. And then you're twisting what people are saying in your audience to something ridiculous to make them look ridiculous when they don't have to.
Yeah, it's PR work. They're doing PR work so that they can keep doing it, keep making money. And yeah. How come YuYu never come over? YuYu. Let me open this off stream. Fuck. Okay, just hold on. Just chill. Just fucking chill for a second. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, this isn't exactly what you're hoping for, but, you know, whatever. Just deal with it. Okay. Jesus Christ. There's so much porn on this fucking thing. The hidden pics. I'm pulling up a pic. It's not exactly what you're probably hoping for. Wait, that was... When is Evo? It's like August. Yeah, August. August 2019. God damn, how much porn is necessary for one man? Okay, well, it's... I don't want to dwell on this. Okay, this is one that's just funny anyways. Y'all know who that is? Okay, all right, here we go. That wasn't the picture. The picture I'm looking for... Oh, is it really not here, huh? Okay, well, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But basically, I have a picture with YuYu. Okay, yeah, it's fucking not here. All right, whatever. Who cares?
That's bitch shit. That's child shit. That's
yeah,
not being
McRib.
a grown woman or a grown man. That's being a child.
This is live home press.
You know damn fucking well, Linus, that nobody was asking for a 3-hour retraction or for you to stop your programming. They were asking you to do this. You turn on your camera phone while you're waiting in line at the bank or after you wake up or while you're on the toilet and you do this. Hey, everybody. We were sponsored by a company called Honey. They create a browser extension that allows you to save money by taking discount codes and implementing them automatically when you check out on websites online. We recently figured out that their entire business model is based on scamming content creators by stealing their affiliate revenue and stealing their commissions. If you want to keep using this browser extension because it's working for you, by all means keep using it. I'm not here to tell you what you do with your computer. I just wanted to let you know this, and I felt like we needed to disclose it because I'm concerned that a company that is brazen enough to steal from people worth $10 to $100 million might also be willing to do nefarious things with data from people that don't have the money for a law firm to go after them if they do something screwy. This browser extension has a privacy policy where it says they keep your data for 10 years. It is closed source. Browser extensions can see almost everything you're doing in your web browser, and they admit that they're collecting your data and saving it for 10 years. And because it's closed source, we can't really know what it does. If you want to keep using it, by all means keep using it. But in the interest of full disclosure, I needed to tell you this so that you understood the full implications of it. We're going to try and vet our sponsors a little bit better in the future. My bad. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video.
To be honest, that would have actually solved everything. That's such a simple... Yeah, he just shit that out, dude. And, like, this isn't the type of guy that... well, I'm sure there is a degree of, like, pre-planned, at least what he generally speaks on. But he speaks pretty candidly. Like, he speaks off the top of his head because he doesn't need to, like, write down a script word for word. You know, a lot of these YouTube people have to do that. Yeah, not a single stutter. Yeah, he just went hard. Also, what's up, Noah? Yeah, that's crazy. That's all they needed to do.
Shit takes 2 fucking minutes, and you could have done that on the goddamn toilet. And you're comparing it to a 3-hour-long fucking retraction? Are you serious? And you're pretending that you would have to stop doing your content and program for this? That's a false dichotomy.
It's true.
And that's bitch shit. Because that's the type of thing you do when you want to avoid accountability and responsibility. I am very mad at Steve Burke for not including that context in the video that he did. He should have included that clip, because that clip is very important. It demonstrates just how far you'll go to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
He should have just clipped literally what Louis did, or he should. I should say this was made yesterday. Yes, this was made yesterday. So yeah, he just clip that even, like, and just put that up there.
When it comes to caring about your
yeah, thanks, man. I'm doing awesome. Hope you guys are doing well as well.
Image and how it'll go for you over the well-being of your viewers. This is why I called you an actor in the email that I sent you. I'll include a copy of that down below. Somehow you managed to shift the focus from not disclosing the actions of scammers because you're more interested in your self-image to whether or not Steve Burke included the last 15 seconds of a clip that makes you look even worse. All these people...
At the end of the day, that's all it was. Steve took out context just to not antagonize Linus because it made him look worse, yeah.
Play the whole clip. Steve didn't play the end of the clip. If you had their context, you'd see that he was right. It's like...
Oh, literally right now.
Context makes this worse. Like, this... How fucking stupid does Linus think his viewers are? Really? You're comparing doing a 45-second retraction to canceling your entire programming to make a 3-hour video. How fucking stupid does this man think you are? You know what's sad, knowing Steve personally? Do you know the reason that he left that context out? He left that context out because that context makes you look worse. And this video was not supposed to be about you. But you always manage to make shit about you. Go figure. He left that out because leaving that context in, where you make that ridiculous false analogy to a Monday Night Football game being canceled in a 3-hour attraction, when all that was necessary was a 90-second video, makes you look like a manipulator.
Yeah, and I think that's really bad. Well, let's go ahead and see what this is. Oh, this is the original post, right? A chocolate starfish. Damn, bathing in some hot dog flavored water. ASUS. I know you've all been waiting for more information regarding the influx of ASUS complaints we've seen over the past years, or half year or so. When we last posted an update, a few of us had to sit down with our ASUS contact and lay down both short and long-term goals and expectations. Internally, we had a date in mind when we expected them to hit those short-term goals. We are not going to hit that date. While many of you may be happy to hear that we are not renewing with ASUS for 2024, in the end, we are a bit disappointed that they have made no progress towards these short-term goals. Of course, they're not going to do it, man. It's this big-ass company. They don't give a shit. There are a couple of additional things I wanted to note, just to offer some transparency. The members of the business team have different relationships with different brands and partners, and ASUS was a long-standing but one. We truly believe that the contact we have spoken with wanted to facilitate the changes within ASUS, but then the problems were so deeply rooted and systemic that we didn't see a timeline where the smaller fixes ended up being addressed anytime soon. We really did want to give our contacts the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, sadly, we have been left with doubt. That being said, there are some projects that you may see are rollovers from last year, and we still need to get out in the near future. But after that, there are no plans for 2024. That doesn't mean the door is closed forever. We do not want to keep talking with them and keep monitoring them to see if they'll take any strides fixing the issues, especially in their customer support department. We also just want to make a quick note that that is on the sponsorship end. I can't speak if non-sponsored coverage will pop up at some point, or if one of the GPUs we will end up in a build we'll do on the stream. But we will not be taking any money or product from them in exchange for anything we produce until we see follow through on improving the products and their customer support. You know that J two tips or 2 cents tips or something like that? That guy completely said fuck ASUS. Actually, I don't know why, but I have like a lot of context on this because I watched a bunch of videos on this. ASUS is a piece of shit. So many companies a piece of shit.
Who's always announcing when they stop working with their sponsor? How about you? You announced when you stopped working with your sponsor right here. And then you kept working with them anyway. And you're probably going to say, well, that video was in the pipeline, so what about this? This was like 8 months later. Look at this, ASUS, sponsored by ASUS. He did not want this video to become a referendum on you. And he knew that if he left this clip in,
and he did
this
it with
literally
fucking
makes
Sonic.
You look worse. How about you want to talk about right to reply and why didn't you contact him? If you actually lived up to your own yardstick, which is what I tell Steve to do to you all the time, he better start doing that. If you actually lived up to the yardstick by which you were measuring Steve, you would have contacted Steve and say, hey, why didn't you include the rest in that video? And he would have said, because it makes you look like a fucking idiot, and I didn't want that video to be about you. And I hope Steve Burke understands this. He went out of his way to try and live up to your yardstick. He actually wanted to avoid more confrontation with you. And what happened as a result of that is he got more of it. So he needs to understand that he needs to stop accepting the premise of assholes. I hope Steve learned the very important lesson that I've been trying to tell him for a really long time. You cannot accept the premise of assholes. Do not let people who hate you choose the yardstick by which you are measured. You take that yardstick and you measure them to see if they live up to the standard they want you to. And if they don't, you take their yardstick, you break it over your knee, and you shove it up their ass.
I was waiting for the shove it up your ass part, because that is such a Louis Rossmann style statement. But he's absolutely right. Yeah, no, it's 100%. It's just a matter of having the same consistent strategies. Same consistent, not strategies, standards across, the board. You want to live and breathe by what you believe, and you want to, basically have a code of conduct that you really apply to. But the weasels and the assholes of the world, they're not going to do that. They'll give a bunch of them. Shove it up your friggin' ass. Bring back to the qual, dude.
Means to be a real influencer. And it might do you some good to watch it. The man I talk about in that video was willing to have his reputation dragged through the mud for years if it meant there was even a 1% chance of making the life of a few kids in the ghetto a little bit better. You're not willing to be honest with 14 million people if it gets a little bit of dust on your shoulder. You're not the same. And then you leverage that parasocial relationship you have with your audience so that they're actually running around defending you for not being fully upfront with them. You are an influencer. You're a bad influence because you're influencing people to not take accountability and responsibility for their actions. And now this man that has no standards and no ethics is going to come out here and look at this fucking ungroomed, nerdy guy in a t-shirt who builds computers on the internet and try to hold him to the standards of a Columbia University PhD journalism student that went on to work at the Financial Times. And if he falls short in a single way, well, you don't have the right. You didn't give me the right to reply. You did this wrong. And then he puts the word morality on screen and starts reading the fucking definition of it to imply that this guy, like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That is called accepting the premise of assholes. That Steve must be held to the highest standard, but Linus should be held to none.
Yeah.
And I don't accept the premise of assholes, and I've yelled at Steve Burke about this. You are allowing other people to choose the yardstick by which you are measured, instead of taking that yardstick, trying to measure the people who are using it on you, and then saying, it seems like you don't care about this. Get the fuck out of here.
To a certain degree, though, I'm not going to justify his actions. I do understand, though, it's a defensive mechanism. I mean, it's like the big guy is coming after you, you know? It's scary, man. It's like when people call your shit out, it is scary. That doesn't justify, not having, not basically judging the people that are judging you or whatever, but, it is what it is, I guess.
I've been reading Steve's website over the past year, and if you just look at the language he's using, he has gone so far out of his way to try to sound like somebody from the fucking professional law review instead of being who he is. A guy that reviews GPUs, a nerd that looks at GPUs, benchmarks them, and goes over when companies scam people and puts the receipts on the screen. That's who Steve is. That's what his audience wants him to be. Steve's core audience doesn't want him to type up shit that looks like it came from the fucking Columbia University PhD School of Journalism or law. That's not who he is. But you guys have twisted him into that shit by using this different fucking yardstick to measure him. And he actually fell for the premise of assholes, and he's doing that. And I've been telling...
No contact. Oh, is this from his website? Yeah, this is the Gamers Nexus. No contact. Mix contact. What the fuck? Newegg scammed us. Oh, wow. Wow.
You got to stop that shit. He's got a section of his website where he's actually split up every company he's gone into and right to reply, no right to reply, didn't comment. Like, I have never in my life seen this shit. He has literally redone his website to to accept the premise of assholes. This entire thing makes me sick because no website does this shit.
Yeah.
When you go to Bloomberg.com, sometimes the news page will say, we have contacted Senator XY fuckface to ask for a reply or what they think of this. But a lot of the times they comment on people and they talk about people and they cover news stories where there's no reaching out to the person because they don't have to, because this is a meme. This is a standard that is being applied to Steve Burke, a fucking nerd that reviews graphics cards, that half of the time is not even applied to real journalists. This entire page is a case study in Steve accepting the premise of assholes. He spent time rewriting his website. He spent time changing how he speaks, who he is, how he writes, so that he could hopefully measure up to people that will never accept him, that will never listen to what he have to say. This is like the tone policing shit. When people say, I'd support right to repair if only if Lewis wasn't saying it. But then when Nathan Proctor talk about it or Kevin O'Reilly talk about it, they brush it off. And when I talk about it, they go, okay, I listen, but I don't like it because it was him.
Yeah. No, that is a huge fucking problem. It is 100%. Yeah. And this really stems from just like, you have to just, go with it with your own sort of, yeah, they shit on this poor guy. Yeah. It's, look at him. This is crazy. I didn't expect this to be like an actual thing. No one fucking does that. Can you imagine any other company that would do something like this to actually show, like, here's all the scams?
It's tone policing.
You're
accepting the premise of assholes. You're changing who you are. You're changing how you act. And you're not supposed to do that for people that hate you. If this page is not replaced with a picture of Mr. Clinton within the next 2 hours, I'm flying over to North Carolina and pouring more water on your server than my clients do on their MacBooks. Get this shit out of here. Right to reply. I keep hearing about this. The right to reply. Why didn't you give me my right to reply? Right to reply.
G-Nexus.
To Linus means right to spin a story the way I want it to be spun. It means right to PR. See, right to reply is for something like this. Hello, Senator Rossmann. I'm Jay calling from YBS News Network, and we'd like to get a response on this idea that you have fucked a pig and cheated on your wife. Huh? Where'd you hear that? Black Mirror, Episode 1.
I was going to say, that sounds exactly like
Black Mirror. That's a television show, and I wasn't in that show, so no. Thank you, Mr. Rossmann. That's all print. Right to reply is about bullshit, false allegations that have no evidence. You guys have never cared about this in the past on my channel. For 13 years, you've never cared about this when I go over a story. When Charlie Brown goes in front of the Washington State Senate and says that if you go to an independent repair shop, you may get TikTok installed on your phone. And then it gets found out that one of the companies that he represents, Samsung, which was on their website, was actually pre-installing TikTok on people's phones. You don't ask me why I didn't call up Charlie Brown and say, hey, Charlie Brown, it looks like from objective evidence in your own testimony that you lied to the Washington State Senate. Would you like to put a PR spin on that for your own audience? That's not how this shit works.
What the fuck? This is legit? Wow. Gamer Nexus equals Real American Patriot channels, Lee Nuts, Filthy Communist Canadian. So far, yeah, we're kind of on that sort of wavelength. Wow, I can't believe it. Like, I didn't know about any of this shit.
When Kerry
installing TikTok and stuff?
Dolce at NHTSA decided that she was going to ignore a judge for 2 years that was asking for input on the Massachusetts ballot initiative for right to repair. And she ignores them for 2 years. And then one day after this comes into law, she decides to send a letter to every automotive manufacturer telling them to ignore this law. And I point out the fact that several years ago, before she went to become a top regulator, she was working at a firm that lobbied on behalf of automakers. None of you asked me to call her. None of you got mad that I didn't go, hey, Kerry, automotive industry lobbyist from several years back. It looks like you ignored a judge for several years. It looks like there's a record of that. And then you sent a complete pile of bullshit over to every automaker asking them to ignore a law that was passed democratically via ballot initiative and approved by a judge. Would you like to explain why you did that? When Sarah Faye Pierce from AHAM shows up to a hearing in Nebraska and then says that magtrometers and microwaves may explode if this law gets passed, none of you complained to me in 7 years and said, why didn't you give her a right to reply? Why didn't you call her and say, hello, Miss Pierce, it looks like you made up a word that doesn't exist, and then said that this magical fantasy item called a magtrometer may explode. Can you explain why you lied? to the Senate in Nebraska? And can you explain why you made up an item that doesn't exist? And can you please provide a citation for why it
Actually, I was going to say, what the fuck is a Magtrometer?
explodes? Please put a PR spin on that for your audience before I explain it. Like, that light to reply is a meme here. It's right to PR. It's right to constantly have some sort of bullshit little nitpicky detail that I can use to spin a story in my favor.
To be honest, like, he's completely right. Like, at the end of the day, most internet drama is rooted in this. Most, like, fucked up shit like this is rooted in this. It doesn't even matter the context. It's all boils down to sort of this idea.
It's disgusting. It's
being
used as a method to avoid accountability and responsibility.
Yeah.
And I have watched Steve Burke change his entire fucking website. I've watched him change the way he presents things. He changes the way he talks. He changes the way he writes because he's accepting the premise of assholes. He's accepting that people...
It's like being in corporate at that point. And then he's doing his whole independent thing. You're always under the microscope. People are going to hold you to this fucked up standard in order to, you know... I don't know. To me, it just feels like it's like a weird power dynamic from, like, people that just focus on this. It is corporate. It legitimately is corporate, actually. Actually, yeah, you're right. It's not even just an analogy. Yeah.
Have no morality and ethics in their own fucking advertising. Yeah. You'll take the money on the main channel to advertise it, but God forbid you make a fucking mention on the main channel of it. I gotta go to Twitter. I gotta go to Medium. I gotta go to some random forum to figure out that this company's full of shit.
Yeah.
I have 2 million subscribers. I use affiliate links. I didn't know about Honey. You know why I didn't know about Honey? Because I watched your channel. I don't read your fucking forum. I don't read random shit on Twitter. I don't go searching on Medium for a product that somebody recommended to me 2 years ago on a high visibility YouTube channel. And you know that.
They're going to just keep doing it, though. Let's just be real here. This, I mean, as much as I want this to actually make a difference, nothing will change. They're still going to make people crumble under that. They're probably just going to ignore this altogether, you know? They haven't been for years. The climate does not favor... wait, hold up. So much money and clout involved, they aren't really just YouTubers anymore. They haven't been for years. The climate does not favor being different. Yeah. Linus Corporate Sebastian. Yeah. I mean, how much is Linus Tech Tips worth? $8 billion. Wow. Okay. You're right. This is 100% corporate. Holy shit. I mean, yeah, I guess 65,000 or 30,000. That is insane. Wow, Corporal Rat, yeah. Not complaining, but this is kind of boring to me. It's been like this, and people don't want to understand or be educated, so what's the point at the end? I guess the point is that people will defend Linus Tech Tips to the fucking end of the day, right? Like even this King J versus what is it, Tendo or something, like people will defend, like I don't know anything about that shit. People will be like King J, right? If they like King J, they'll defend King J. If they like Tendo, they'll defend Tendo without even looking at like the source material. It's effectively like rat herding. You have your collection of rats and you're like, oh, my rats, come here, defend me, right? And they're not even going to look at the actual thing that's going on, you know? It really destroys like what the whole point of being on YouTube is. It really destroys like the framework of this whole thing. It's supposed to be some human experience, you know? Yeah, you get her pick a side and hate the other tribe, exactly. What about this onibakuman? What about his Chinese channel? No, this is the entire like this is the collective. This is the collective. You know. So this is everything. This is all of it together. Who cares? Men are British. They can go eat shit and pizza toast. Same thing. Anything less than an acknowledgement is like 15 to 20 years closer to a full-blown dystopia. Yeah, of course fans will always do, even if they don't know the person IRL, people are stupid. But they will learn eventually once they get older. Yeah, but, you know, there will always be a surplus of rats. There will always be a surplus of rats. No, but there's a couple of links I got to check out after this. We'll go ahead and check it out in a bit.
This man.
Oh no, I think you did the one with the girl singing. Yeah, I think the one with the girl singing. It was some sort of like dystopia song. I think I did see that. Yeah. Oh my God, Linux are killing me.
Know that.
There we go. Australian. Yeah.
This man. There's no ethics.
Fools grow old. Don't hold your breath.
Word morality from the dictionary on the screen and be reading it and using that as a yardstick to get the fuck out of here with that shit. I see the standard that I hold myself to, and I don't even.
Oh, look how young he was.
When a company doesn't even pay me. There's a piece of repair shop software called Repair Shopper, and it's awesome. You could hook it up to your phone system. It does all sorts of cool stuff. Here I did a 22-part video series on how to set up a phone system that you can use with Repair Shopper. And I've also done other videos.
8 billion was how many? Wait, really? Was how many views total channels? $8 billion. Oh, I didn't read.
Promoting this piece of software
bad info.
Because it works
Do your
really
own
well.
research.
I thought my viewers would make use of it since I have a lot of Repair Shop viewers. I never got paid to do these videos ever. I was not sponsored by Repair Shopper. Recently, they started screwing people and they did this bullshit.
Wait, are you sure? No, it. Okay, well, the AI is wrong, I guess. Oh, the AI was wrong. Whoa. What the fuck, Google? Damn. Their net worth 3 months ago is 51 million in cash plus 49. Okay, we'll call it 100 mil. Yeah, Google's AI fucking sucks. All right, don't listen to AI all the time.
They're using AI to collect the data.
Can you force a correction? I don't know, honestly.
And train it and do all this messed up shit, and I decided to do a video on it. It was all caps. Opt out of Repair Shopper data collection now. A nice, very, very provocative thumbnail over here. And I also
did a lot of weird stuff. Black Nazis too,
even
Chinese ones too,
about
and
my
Japanese
self-interest
Nazis.
or my business while I was doing this. I had to have one of my employees point out to me, "Hey, Lewis, you realize we're still using this, and it's going to take us a month or two to migrate off, right? So when you do these videos and you piss them off, and if we haven't migrated yet, we're kind of fucked." It never even entered my mind
report
that like, to care about my business first. I have 2 million subscribers. I told people on my main YouTube channel to use this. People who watch my channel may have switched over to this piece of software. So the first thing that I need to do is rush over to this channel and let them know to stop using it immediately.
Yeah.
I was the bitch. I recommended the software on my main channel. Therefore, I must be the whole bitch and tell people to opt out of this piece of software on my high visibility YouTube channel.
100%.
I'm not going to take this and put that on my throwaway live channel for Koi Fish. I'm not going to take this and put it on boards.rossmangroup.com. I'm not going to make a pinned message in my Discord because I realize that people are not looking for that message there. I told them about this on the main channel. Therefore, I tell them to leave on the main channel. If I have that standard for myself about something that I did not even take money for, why is it wrong that we have that standard for influencers that have built $20 to $100 million companies off of advertising shit? I don't think it's a lot to ask. Next, I want...
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it just boils down to whether you're willing to do the right thing or not. And to me, like, when you do that, that comes across so much better. Like, if someone admits to me that they're wrong, that's, like, a big deal. Like, to me, that's like, wow, finally, someone that does that. Because it's really hard, dude. I have been in moments where it's like... Look, I'm stubborn, dude. I'll just be real with you. I'm fucking stubborn. And if you don't admit that you're wrong and publicly show that, in my case, it would be like just amongst friends or whoever you're trying to talk to, you just have to look like the shitter, dude. Yeah. Like, it would be some things like even as basic as like, okay, I don't have a job as a dev because I'm just not that good of a dev. You know, I think that's like a hard pill to swallow. But you have to just like take that. And for the longest time, it was very difficult for me to accept that, right? Ego is a powerful thing. But at the end of the day, you just have to eat a lot of shit. You have to accept that you're going to eat a lot of shit. Yeah, just be honest with yourself. Be honest with your, and in these cases, these guys' audience, in the case of these guys, be honest to your audience. But I think this is kind of an extension to just like how you conduct yourself on a personal level too.
Over is the part that has twisted my stomach more than all, and this is something I should have went public with 5 or 6 years ago. I strongly regret not doing that, because God only knows how many people he's tried to manipulate in a very similar way to this. This is a screenshot of, I'll explain the entire context of it, but this is a screenshot of an email that I got from Linus after announcing why I wasn't attending LTX in 2019, after going back and forth 2 or 3 times where they said they wanted me to pay for my +1 to show up. The email here that makes me sick is, I also really don't understand or agree with your overall tone. Don't act like this relationship has been all give and no take for you. Yeah, you helped us fix this iMac, but we were perfectly capable of that, and you actually broke it during your rough handling, causing us to have to send it out for repairs again. I kept quiet about it, and I absorbed that because I appreciated your involvement for the sake of our fans.
Whoa. That's crazy. I kept quiet about it and absorbed that because I appreciated your involvement for the sake of all of our fans who asked us to collaborate with you on it. Think whatever you want, but I still expect a public clarification and an apology for misrepresenting LTX and the real reasons you didn't attend.
And I absorbed that because I appreciated your involvement for the sake of our fans. You damaged the motherboard. I have a bill for the repair if you truly believe I'm a liar and I must waste time digging it up. You laughed it off in the moment saying, well, I'm a laptop tech. We had that system deployed for years to one of our graphics designers. So what are we talking about here? So there was this...
Wait, hold on. I just want to see the rest of it. You laughed it off saying, well, I'm a laptop tech. I agreed you weren't a laptop tech, even if I felt you were being quite careless, so I let it go. The motherboard, whatever, was not... I don't know what that is. Not a prop, and I never said it was to be one. It was to be acquired. It was acquired at a significant time and expensive other than the damage that you caused to it. Maybe because you assumed without verifying that it was a prop. It works to this day. We had the system deployed for years. Oh my God.
For years to one of our graphics designers.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
So what are we talking about here? So there was this series about a broken iMac that Linus had done. One of his employees broke an iMac. Apple refused to fix it. It was part of a 3 or 4 part story on his channel where he was doing about this iMac. And he asked if I would show up to be on camera while they're working on it. This is
he's a moron. The other one that I saw that I really hated was when he's like, I switched to Linux for like a week or something like that, and his like life was miserable. It's like, damn, dude. Damn. That video pissed me off. Oh, this might be off topic, but you coming out Friday? Possibly. I don't know. I didn't even know there was something happening. Shit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I had no idea. Tekken and Lone Tree. I hate Tekken, but I'll come to say hi at least. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, VF is there too. Then I'll see. I guess Peter's gonna be there, so actually I'm gonna see Peter tomorrow, so I'll get more details on it tomorrow, I guess. Revo God, no. I'll just go to hang out. I probably won't even compete. But yeah, what a bitch, dude. It's just, wait. Oh, awesome. And yeah, we can take as care of the assembly / disassembly. It's just for effect? Whoa. We only play Tekken, I fear. Yeah. Oh, shit.
He asked if I would show up to be on camera while
they're
working on it.
I'll learn more about it tomorrow.
It's for show.
Wait, Linus talks a lot of software for someone that can't write a single line of code. Yeah.
They're working on it. This is It's for show. It's for show. It's people like seeing their favorite YouTubers on camera. If there's an audience crossover or audience overlap, they like seeing that on the screen. He has an iMac Apple refuses to fix. I'm the Apple right to repair guy, so you know, like, it makes sense. So they asked if I would show up for this. They offered to pay for my flight. I was on vacation at the time with my girlfriend. She actually surprised me with a vacation to Canada, and it was actually very, very close to where his office was. So I told him, I appreciate this, but I'm actually already going to be here. Like, I'm not going to take their money when I'm already going to be there. It just seems kind of skeevy. Like, yeah, I'll take your money for my flight that I already booked because I'm going to be on vacation here anyway. Like, it's an Uber ride away from my hotel to get to Linus's office. So no.
Look, this guy has an ironclad will, man. Like, I respect that a lot. Yeah. See, that's the kind of thing. You have to live honestly. Otherwise, you're going to get fucked.
Deal. I go there, fix the iMac, whatever, we work on it, and, like, you know, I show up on camera, I have my dry humor, and we're done. A year and a half later, when asking me to show up to LTX again and not wanting to, like, cover the travel for my +1, he takes out this little abacus that he has in his fucking pocket. He's keeping score of perceived debts and favors. He's using past generosity as leverage. He's minimizing the benefit from a collaboration. He's shifting blame onto me while presenting himself as magnanimous. Like, I kept quiet and absorbed that.
Magnanimous.
Well, thank you very much, Saint fucking Sebastian. I really appreciate that. He demands a high visibility retraction. He tries to control a narrative. He switches this victimhood thing by accusing me of spinning a story, and he turns a business decision into a personal attack. He gaslights me by saying I seem emotional when my email is actually quite measured and business focused. The most telling part of this is that he took a very simple business decision.
I'm not going to read it. Okay.
And he dug into this little bag of guilt and he pulled something out just to manipulate me a year and a half later.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Let's go over all the reasons that this is disgusting. So I'm going to provide you with the context, and then I will also provide you with some examples so that you can have an idea.
All right, you know what? Well, he's gonna explain it.
Actually, this story spanned about 3 or 4 videos. When you look at the amount of money that it costs to be in a Linus video as a sponsor, this video made a lot of money. Just this video made so many more times that board repair, the worth of that iMac in and of itself. Even if I broke it.
Yeah,
same. I'm not going to accept the premise that I broke it. I don't think I broke it. But let's say I did break it. Let's say that let's say that I dropped it. Like Linus has done to hardware in his videos more often.
Like a bajillion times.
The fucking closet.
But honestly, is that all just fake? It probably is fake. I've seen this motherfucker drop GPUs. I've seen this guy drop monitors. I've seen this guy. And, like, look, I've been a Linus Tech Tip, not exactly a fan, but, like, I've seen his videos over the years. Like, I've seen him do all sorts of shit. Because, you know, I'm a consumer, right? Whatever. I watch this shit. Maybe all that shit was fake, too. Who knows?
To steal my greenies. Let's say that I dropped it. Let's say I broke it. The point of that video was not the economically viable repair of that iMac. The point of that video was to create a story for the audience, a story that would allow for the creation of hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars when fully monetized. So you have a video that's probably making $30 or $60 or
it's entertainment
$200 or $300,000, and you're now nitpicking a year and a half later about a board repair. That iMac is a problem. Like, and you're really like digging into that, saying like that computer was deployed for a year to a video workstation.
It's like, dude, yeah, he is picking ammo. He's basically grasping at straws. He's trying to find anything in order to make him look bad. And, like, that's it. Once he can be like, oh, this guy is bad, this guy bad. My rats, come in, fucking go, scamper, eat his ass. You know, whatever it is that they make him do. And, like, then he'll have all of the rats will all assemble. They'll become a rat king and, you know, kind of defend their fucking master. It's fucking sick, dude. I stopped watching him consistently after 2018 when he became GN and Durbar only afterwards. Yeah, I used to watch him many years ago. Yeah, Rat King. That shit is fucked up if you don't know what that is.
Are you fucking kidding me? If there's a problem with that, you take the backup
take source
from
and
that,
GN,
and you put that backup from that video workstation into any one of the other 50 or 100 computers that you could build with all of the free components that you've gotten over the years from all these
I'm honestly not too familiar with those
You're really
channels.
trying to convince me that was like that was really
Gamers
harmful
Nexus,
to you.
that's
Like
what
that
it is.
really hurts you. That's disgusting. Even if you take the money out of it, it's disgusting. Like, but the money there is just the salt on the wound. But this type of manipulation in general, I'll give you an example. Let's say that somebody like Steve Burke comes to my shop, right? He visits my store, and he is on camera.
Look at his
fixing a
smile.
motherboard. This video made $1,100. That motherboard's like $500 to $600 that I'm working on in that particular video at that time. Let's say Steve Burke works on the board, I work on the board, everything goes fine.
Dude, I watch the main man. That's all I watch. That's it. Motherfucker collabs with Gamers Nexus all the time. I watch like 4 Gamers Nexus videos, and they were through Asmongold's channel, okay? I don't really watch anything outside of that. So if it wasn't a react to that, I wouldn't know about it. And that's only as of late. When I was a lot younger, I would go like deep onto YouTube deep dives. I'm serious, dude. I keep a very, like, I don't think you guys understand how much Tekken I played. It's like... I didn't watch anything for years, like legitimately. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. Like, I think I've watched like 3 movies in the past 7 years, like legitimately. I don't watch TV shows. When I watched Better Call Saul, that was like insane. And then before that, maybe several years. I stopped watching One Piece. I don't watch shit. How come we don't play? You know why I don't like it. Yeah, Tekken absorbed everything, man. Like, I even gave up guitar for Tekken. Like, I really went deep. And the fucking hilarious part is I'm not even that good. I'm just good at being Moscow. Like, I'm good at Perfect Electrics. That's what I gained from it. Yeah. I was the top of the game in 7, man. I was at the top of the game for Bob's. Not the best, but I was pretty high up there. And then Tekken 8 happened. By the way, 1-year anniversary, and it still sucks.
4 years later,
The last Omega Bob, probably true.
Create a consumer protection wiki. His channel's starting to get more into consumer protection, and I say, hey, Steve, are you open to sharing a shout out to my consumer protection wiki on your channel? Sure.
Hey, I almost beat Lowhigh. Get out of here.
That's great, Lewis. Yeah, I'll do it.
I beat his fucking Heihachi.
A few days go by, I see Steve Burke released a new video, and it doesn't include my wiki. And I call him up. And I say, hey, Steve, where's my wiki entry? Where's my shout out? Don't act like this relationship has been all give and no take with us. When you showed up 4 years ago and you worked on that motherboard, that actually came back. I had to fix that thing again. You damaged it. You want to see the repair bill to see that you damaged it? Yeah, you broke it. So do what I want.
What's that? What's that, brother?
That's such a fucking disgusting, manipulative, shitty way
to
talk to somebody. That would be disgusting in a circumstance where the board is $500 and the video made me $1,100. That's infinitely more disgusting when we're talking about an iMac motherboard repair within the context of a video series that made hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Let's take another example of this.
That's so
Creator,
gross.
Paul Daniels. Paul Daniels has a YouTube channel that's smaller than mine.
That sounds familiar. Wait, what? Paul Daniels is the only repair shop to have the official Rossmann stamp of approval on Rossmann Group. Oh, it's probably because he mentioned his name earlier. Okay, that's probably why it sounds familiar. There's no audio, by the way. This is the truth. Paul Daniels is a hardworking and honest man who takes great pride in his craftsmanship. His software, FlexBV, has radically transformed the industry of small business component level logic board repair. A great debt is owed to Paul Daniels for his contributions to our industry and to his dedication to his customers. The only Australian repair shop trusted by Rossmann Repair Group of the United States. That's pretty tight. That's a big title. But yeah, good to see you. Good to see you, Nasty Note. Hope you've been well. Is it playing? There's no audio, by the way. Long live the man, the myth, and the legend, Paul Daniels. Without his FlexV software, the Mac... Oh, wow, okay. The FlexV software MacBook board repair would be miserable. He watched me use the Landrix Test Link software made from a Windows 3.1 and 95 on every repair stream. Out of sheer empathy and pity for how horrible this was, he and Chlordite picked up the mantle and started creating something amazing for all of us. At some point, Chlordite disappeared out of the blue, and when Paul Daniels kept it alive, adding crazy good features every step of the way. Check out Paul Daniels at pldaniels.com. The best thing to have ever come out of Australia, along with Dave Jones. You won't be sorry. Oh, what's up, Cassie? How's it going? Hello, Father. Damn. God, we're going in real unk mode, aren't we? Hope you've been well. Hope you've been well. We're reacting. There's no audio. Just saying. This is just part of the video. I'm also confused.
Let's say that I had Rossmann.
There we go.
He showed up to Rossmann because he was on vacation in Texas with his family. And next year, I say, hey, Paul Daniels, you want to come to Rossmann again? And he's like, well, you know, I got my business to take care of and everything, and I'm not, you know, I don't really, I wasn't going to be in America again. It's really expensive for a flight. Well, you know, we can cover a flight for you, but we won't be able to cover a flight for your wife. You'd have to come here by yourself.
Yeah, fuck reading.
Yeah, I don't, no, I don't think I'll be able to do that.
I'll do it for you guys.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to pay for my own flight to show up to an event that you're charging $200 at the door for. It's not like, I got to run my business. I'm sorry. Well, you know, Paul, that software that you made, Flex Board View, you know that software, that actually has a couple of bugs in it. You know, I shouted out that software several times. Don't act like this relationship has been all give and no take for you. I shouted out your software, and I shouted out your channel when it was small. And that software, it actually has some bugs in it. There's some bugs in that software that I've talked about quite a lot. There is actually several repairs that we didn't complete because of the bugs in that software. So you should think about that and do what I want. Fucking disgusting.
Wait, are you serious? What the fuck? Did he actually? No.
Talk about the bugs in Paul Daniels' software? I'm joking. I don't actually.
Oh, thank God.
Really mean that, so that a year or 2 or 3 years later, I can use that.
Okay.
To
all right. Never mind.
That's fucking disgusting. When Linus made a comment about me handling the board, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm a laptop tech," that was dry humor. That was a joke. I didn't actually mean I'm trying to break your shit. Linus drops shit on his channel all the time.
Well, hell, it went over my head, dude.
It costs a lot of money, more often than Mr. Clinton steals greenies out of my closet. So I thought that you were joking, so I responded in kind with a joke along the same line, knowing that this is a channel meme. And you took that joke, you manipulated it into like I'm trying to break your fucking motherboard so that you can hold it against me years later when you've made hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this video series?
Yeah, no, fuck you, Linus Tech Tips. I'm super. Am I subscribed to this fucking guy? I probably am not, to be honest. Linus. I am unsubscribe. I don't think I subscribe to any of the other small ones.
Did you know that on Facebook?
Shut up! Okay, there we go. No, I'm not. Okay, good. I have a life. There we go. Look, dude, it was from many years ago. I subscribed when it was just Linus, okay? Like 10 years ago. Like legit when I was in college.
Fucking kidding me. So that I could show up to your for-profit companies.
I'm an NVIDIA dick sucker. I don't read. At least you're in the... At least you're not in denial.
That you're charging people at the door.
Nah, you're not a dick sucker. You're a good man.
For saying, look, you'll get to see all your favorite creators. You can see Jay's 2 cents.
You love your Rat King, yeah.
Lewis Rossmann, everybody else. There are people that probably went to that conference thinking they may be able to see.
Okay, do people actually know what a Rat King is? Let me explain to you what a Rat King is. A Rat King is a group of rats or mice whose tails are bound together. That's a Rat King. This is a real phenomena, and it happens. Yeah, it's fucking nasty. I wasn't implying you didn't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure someone that's maybe seeing this doesn't know that. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. An EFT. How the rate? EFT, I don't know what that is.
And I was
I'm a good dick sucker, Cage. What up, Mark?
All I asked, can you pay for the +1? And you
God.
don't want to do that. I'm allowed to say no.
Tekken 8.
I'm not a shareholder in Linus
Oh,
Media
I
Group,
see.
And this goes back to what I've been saying this whole time. Whether or not your conference is profitable.
I saw your shit bio that, by the way. They're being shitters, and they're not actually updating their game properly. Being dickheads.
Is irrelevant to me because it's not about you. You're asking me to do something.
I'm your
for
rat.
You.
I'm your
You're
rat.
asking me
I
to drop
follow.
my business.
I follow.
And fly to go to your country, to go to your conference for no money. And I'm saying, yes, I'll do that. Can you allow me to not tell my girlfriend that I'm sorry, I have to spend the week away from you. We can't do anything together because I have to fly to Canada and make Linus money.
Yeah, what a piece of shit, dude.
You know, my business has services that are loss leaders. There's a keyboard replacement. Not a keyboard. There's a keycap replacement thing. We'll replace keycaps if somebody messed up the butterfly mechanism. We never charge for this because it seems like you're nickel and diming the customer.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what loss leaders this means. Define a loss leaders. A product or service sold below cost to attract customers and increase sales. Okay, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. EFT devs do weird shit with new quests. It's a pain most of the time. Damn. What is he talking about? Linus Tech Tips do? Basically, he's an immoral piece of shit that takes advantage of, his platform and basically tries to gaslight, people into thinking that he's some moral deity while just being a piece of shit in the background. Basically, your standard FGC stuff, right? It happens at every fucking level of society. There's rats and rat kings everywhere. He is a dick, man. Yeah, the context is really in the video. It's kind of hard to surmise in 2 sentences.
That loss leader service, and the idea is that later on, when you need your data recovered, instead of going to the place at the mall that charges $60 and fucks up your phone, they'll come here and pay $500 for us to get the data back properly without fucking up their phone. It's a loss leader. It's part of our overall business strategy. All businesses have loss leaders of some type. Imagine if I looked at one of my employees when he was doing this. If he stayed late to fix somebody's keycap, and he goes to input his overtime, and I look at him and straight in the face, and I go, "Oh, don't input your overtime. I actually lost money off of that. We don't make money off of that service." It's not about me. It's not about whether I'm making money. I asked him to stay late. I asked him to do this. It's on me to pay him the overtime. The service I'm asking you to do, not making money, is irrelevant because it is part of the overall business strategy.
I think this is what he means when he lost, when he had to record this video again.
Business itself makes money. So for me to say, I'm not going to...
Linus Rattenkonig. Yeah, that's the supreme leader of the rats, dude. I might deep dive into a 13-hour one piece. Whoa, damn, that sounds fun.
Pay you for this, or I can't cover this because this particular part of my business doesn't make money. It is not the business of my employee. That is irrelevant to him. Whether or not the thing I'm asking him to do makes money is irrelevant to him. And in my case, my business makes money even if that service doesn't make money.
See?
And that specific service that doesn't make money is part of a greater strategy to ensure that my business makes money and grows its name. I'm not entitled to your money.
That's a good word.
I'm not asking for your money. I didn't ask to go to your conference. I'm not asking you to pay me to go to your conference. But if you want me to go to your conference and you're asking me to go to your conference that you're charging people money for, you can cover an economy ticket for myself and my girlfriend so that I'm not away from my business for a week and her and have to tell people, just fuck out of here with this shit. Moving onwards here. It's awesome, and yeah, we can take care of assembly or disassembly. It's just for effect. It's wrestling. This video was wrestling. It's not real. Linus didn't need me to show up to fix the Mac. We're doing it on camera as entertainment. It's entertainment for you so that you watch. When you watch, he has more views. When he has more views, he can get more sponsors. When he gets more sponsors, he can make more money. When he makes more money, he gets the $1 or the $2 or the $400,000 for the video that makes it so fucking ridiculous that we're even talking about a motherboard.
See, it is entertainment at the end of the day. Let's put it this way, right? There's two people, right? There's two people to look. Oh, God damn it. This is the last thing. Okay. All right. Let's say, okay, look at this, right? When people, normies, they think, oh, like, I want a computer genius. They think, oh, I should go to, this fucking guy, Steve Jobs, right? What a genius, right? We need to go to him and see exactly what it is to, actually see a computer genius. No, he's actually not the guy. He doesn't know fuck about, well, he knows a little bit, right? But he doesn't actually, he's not the brains behind it. He was the brains behind the business, to be fair. He was a business genius. But Steve Wozniak was the real guy, and still is, for that matter, that, oh shit, is he okay? I hope he's okay. Either way, this guy's a Chad. But he is the real brains behind Apple. This is the real computer genius, right? But at the end of the day, it is him that gets all the clout and stuff like that, and he handles all that. Now, not exactly the best example or whatever, but like at the end of the day, he gets credit because of people being dumb and not actually doing their research for stuff that, Wozniak was really more or less responsible for. He was the face of it, yeah, but like people are dumb. They're going to look at this guy and be like, he was the computer genius that did all this stuff. But, he he was just an amazing businessman, an amazing CEO. Kind of a dickhead, but you have to be a dickhead to get to those top high levels of echelons of things. What up, the Holy Muff Diver? Hope you've been well.
Didn't clarify the story. So let's be clear on the story. This is one of the mistakes that I made, actually. When you look at the email history, you can very obviously tell the point at which either one of my female friends, either Anna or Jessica, I forget, but it was one of them.
I even know what that is.
One of them took the keyboard away from me as I was probably typing "Go fuck yourself" and wrote something that really doesn't sound like I wrote it. I'm happy to help you book flights, but unfortunately we're way over budget, not able to cover a cost.
Yeah,
Firebirds
are great.
I hear what you're saying. It's understandable that you wouldn't want to spend on this already over budget. Last year, I didn't mind paying for my own hotel and airfare for the iMac Video and LTX event, since I was already planning a vacation.
Honestly, Panda, it's up to you. It's really a personal preference at a certain point. If you think it's cool, it's going to be fine.
Away from work just for this, since I was already planning a vacation. But this year I wasn't,
Chinese
so I've been
good.
making a trip away from work just for this. Thank you. Next. We're still willing to pay for your hotel and airfare. She's more than welcome to share. It's just the extra airfare for her that we can't cover, unfortunately. That's the second no. After the second no, I had already let go of an employee. I had to train a new employee. There's no going back now. It doesn't matter if you offer to pay for a ticket. It doesn't matter if you offer me $500,000. I can't go. I got to train this new employee so that he doesn't break shit for people.
He can't take no for an answer.
And when somebody asked me on stream why I wasn't going to this conference, I was honest.
He's
I
right.
said because I asked twice if they'd be open to paying for my +1 when I paid my way last year, and they said no. Linus was mad because that made him look like a cheapskate. And guess what, Linus? If I was typing that email instead of my friend...
Let's be real here. He is a cheapskate. Like, literally, the entire, premise of everything that's happening and all this negative shit is the fact that he's a cheapskate. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how this is yeah. Damn, I can't believe I even gave the moment of grace for this fucking guy, Linus Tech Tips. Made in Japan. Japanese guitars, unironically, are really fucking amazing. They're like pieces of art, effectively. Juan Perez.
Which really, now I don't know why I let her take the keyboard from me. Maybe it was a good thing, maybe it wasn't. And that's what I keep going over here. If you're going to be the bitch, be the whole bitch. If you want to nickel and dime me, then you have to deal with the consequences of nickel and diming me. I'm not entitled to your money, and I'm not entitled to go to your conference. But if you want to ask me to go to your conference, then you're going to do it based on my terms. It's not about you. I can't ask Paul Daniels to leave his business and then come to America to show up to my for-profit conference and then say, well, my conference is not making money, Paul, so you don't understand. You have to show up for free, and you have to pay your own airfare because I'm not making money. That's not how this works. And if he says no to that ridiculous offer, then I'm not allowed to go, well, your software has bugs in it, and those bugs actually cause some of our repairs to not be done properly, so you really owe me. That's disgusting. Yeah. That's bitch shit.
Brother,
That's manipulative. That's not the way a grown woman or a grown man acts. That's the way a child, that's the way a toddler that is having a tantrum acts. That's the way that somebody who believes the world is all about them acts.
You know what's fucked up? I know I keep bringing this back to Tekken, but this is so prevalent in Tekken. I think this is just human nature at this point. Like, legitimately. There's so many people that are just like that, right? Well, it's because that's all I know, motherfucker. That's all I know, okay? That's all I know. It's just people. People suck. People are trash. And people's ego get in the way of their things. It's like, you'll have unironically people that are like, why didn't you go to my tournament? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you go to my event or whatever? Why didn't you, play casuals with me? It's crazy. Yeah, my life experiences are from Tekken. I hate to admit it, but that's just how much fucking time I put into this shit. But it's everywhere. You see it in corporate also, right? There's a lot of ego shit, dude. Like, that title of senior software engineer comes with a lot of fucking tassels and stuff that people want. It's kind of it's refreshing in one level to understand that it's not just happening in my little world, right? But that it's happening at scale and with dudes that are, handling much bigger fish to fry than I am. Yeah, that's just human nature, I guess. It's crazy. I don't think I know what this is. Damn, one video's worth. Ah, fuck. It's not a mute button. Here, look. Sometimes...
video on it, and I feel like I pulled my punches, but I pulled my... Somebody who believes the world is all about them acts.
It's not a mute button. It's not every time that I press play will it actually register with Pulse Audio. Okay, it's a Linux thing. Just don't worry about it. See,
Next
right
up,
there it
there's
happened.
so
So that's why you hear me double tapping.
I did a video on it, and I feel like I max. That's the way that somebody
Yeah, it is Linux.
who believes the world is all about them acts. Do you see it? Next up, there was this whole trust me, bro, warranty thing. I did a video on it, and I feel like I pulled my punches, but I pulled my punches.
That's why I
for the
keep
wrong
looking
reason.
at the sound
Linus had
mixer every
donated
time I press
about
play.
$20K to this right to repair nonprofit, and a lot of people who are friends with me who've seen this shit,
Yes.
seen what he's said to other people, have been picking on me because they've been subtly implying that I've kind of pulled my punches because I subconsciously feel like I owe him something or something like that. And he brought it up in a recent email to me. He's like, "Oh, look at the things that I've done for you." And that's when I realized, oh no, ew.
It's technically
Ew.
the Pulse
This bothers
devs,
me
or,
because
sorry,
of the whole concept of being an
Pipewire
influencer.
devs.
Being an influencer means that we try to set a good influence for our audience, and this was a really great way
I
to
know, I
try.
know.
This is a great example of how he could have united his entire audience about a consumer rights issue in a really serious way, and he could have set an example of what they need to expect from other companies. And instead of doing that, he made it all about him.
Yep.
Warranty law in the United States is a joke. I've been talking about this since like 2018,
That's
long
true.
before any of this trust me bro shit.
Yep.
Over the past few years, companies who break warranty law in the United States have served no consequence.
Everyone needs to thank this fucking guy. He did a lot. He went in front of Congress. Yeah, this guy has like, this is a real American. This guy, like, you know, when you were like Giga Chad, Gamers Nexus, like, yeah, he's cool too. But like Louis Rossmann is like the Giga Chad America #1 kind of thing. Linux has devs. I thought they only do Linus has devs. Oh. Or Linux or Linus? I don't know. His work already undone. Trump already revoked all the FTC ruling. Oh, for real?
None whatsoever.
Damn.
They could be fined $40K plus an instance, and the most progressive
Yes.
FTC chair of our time has fined these companies that break warranty laws $0.
I still like
Nothing.
Canadians,
And
okay?
the new FTC chair that's coming in
Oh, wait, here,
is
hold up.
actually worse than her regarding consumer rights. So, yeah, it's going to be
Let's put this back down.
fair play for everybody to pretty much get away with murder. This stuff matters. We may laugh about it, but our ability to say that we own something we bought from a company and expect basic support is going away. If somebody points out that my business is missing a warranty page on my website, I'm a business owner that takes accountability and responsibility. It's not all about me. I know that I'm a trustworthy person. I have good reviews. I know that I tell my employees to treat people right, but it's not about me. It's about them. It's about them spending money with me and feeling comfortable because I have a written warranty. So I write out the warranty policy on my website for what it is that we offer. Somebody who wants to deflect accountability and responsibility is going to make it about them. Why don't you trust me? And then make merchandise mocking people that have consumer rights concerns. Monetizes it by not only talking about it routinely, but then he sells merchandise.
You know he scrolled up for that for 100%, but it's true. He is Giga Chad.
That pits one part of an audience against the other. He's making fun of the audience members
Yeah,
that actually
yeah.
cared about consumer protection.
They're
If we take this
they're
to its
rat
logical
hurting.
conclusion, why do we even have privacy policies? Why do we have employment contracts? Why is a small business that's replacing the windows in my house have me sign something? Don't they know I'm famous on the internet? Don't they know how great I am? I have 4.9 stars on Google reviews. I'm the right to repair guy. I care about people. You don't need a deposit, man. Just trust me, bro. Like, it's bullshit because it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about my ego. It's not about how great I think I am. It's not about what I've done in the past. I run a business. He runs a business. My business is a warranty policy.
The thing is that he has a track record to back it up. That's the difference, is that someone can be so confident in whatever they're saying because they have not the clout, I guess. They have the evidence to support what they're doing. That's really where true confidence comes from. That's why he can say the shit that he does. And he's got a proven track record. Linus Tech Tips, however, does not. You know? Those were exactly one comment away from being deleted in the history. Damn. That's pretty funny. Worst case, are you allowed to use the user command as a... oh, wait, no, you're... No. I don't think you... I don't know. I don't know if any user can do that. I don't even think mods can. I don't know. Whatever. Either way. Yeah, I dropped my phone. My bad. Okay, continue.
This is a contract.
You see it happen right there.
Saying, oh, well, you know, if businesses wanted to screw you over, they could screw you over if they really wanted to, even with a warranty policy. I guarantee you don't run your business like that. Is your employment contract, trust me, bro? I guarantee it isn't. Can your employees start their own YouTube and Twitch channels? Can your employees even talk about pay with one another?
Whoa. We employ a wide variety of skilled and incredible talented individuals. It's fair to say that this is our greatest asset. We encourage all employees to be creative in their work and in their personal lives, but Linus Media Group must ensure that their personal endeavors are not competitive with their fucking thing's own business. Any personal projects involving digital content, online media, and technology or merchandise, or any personal project that is similar to what LMG has done, presently has, or plans to, is considered competitive and disallowed. Non-compete was actually ruled illegal here in America not that long ago. So you can't, if you get this type of shit in your contracts or whatever, they're not legally allowed to uphold that. Twitch Auto Prones in the cat. Yeah, I figured. Yeah. So don't let that shit happen if you live in the U.S. at least. But these are Canadians, so they don't give a fuck about that. All requests will be revealed and approved by or declined by case-by-case basis. But for your reference, LMG typically deems the following pursuits as competitive: focused on around technology, regardless, including do not limit to written, video, or audio. You can't even write shit. Yeah, I hate that stuff. No, this stuff pisses me off. Focused around digital media content, advertising, selling merchandise. What do you do after this? How LMG suppliers or resources to enrich their... Okay, I can get behind the last one. Okay, don't use their resources for your personal stuff. Okay, that's like the one thing I can agree with, right? It's like, okay, sure, that at least makes some sense. Monetizing any content directly posted to YouTube. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a hard... Wow. It's kind of like YuYu. On August 20th, 2024, Judge Ada Brown of District of Court of Northern District of Texas issued an injunction blocking the ruling of the FTC lacks statutory or authority to promulgate, whatever the fuck that means, the non-compete rule, and that the rule is arbitrary and capricious. On October 18, 2024, the FTC appealed the ruling to the U.S. court. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't even think about that. Store. Oh. $60 for a hoodie? $150 for a computer backpack? $50. Oh my God. Let me show you something. Maybe not in my personal Amazon. Let's open this in a private window. Amazon.com. Okay. Let's see. Computer tool repair kit. $9, and this is going to do exactly the same thing. I have this one. I literally have this exact tool set. It's fucking amazing. It's great. You never need another one. How the fuck is the bot actually... The bot's still working. Good shit. It's so funny. He hates this game now. You know? Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Holy shit. Blank t-shirt? What the fuck? What's the point of this? It's a fucking blank What is this? Why would you buy this? Is it because of the pic? Wow. I'm in the wrong business, man. I need to like make merch. I need to sell blank merch. What the fuck? I can't believe it. Yeah, for real. Like you actually have something on your shit, you know? Like I could I'll be honest.
Talk about pay with one another.
I'll be honest. That's fucked up. Business tactics. Can you print something on them and resell? Yeah, I guess. Oh, whoa. Wages are determined on a case by case. All while highly confidential. It should not be shared. Whoa. That's crazy. Americans buy anything. This is great. I mean, shit, bro. I mean, whatever. Just start selling blank merch. You'll be okay. You'll probably make money on it anyways. People are dumb.
Again, I am confident that the same person who's saying that warranties written are not really that important because the company can always screw you is probably having his employees sign employment contracts before they start.
Blank
that
shirt.
dictate what they are and are not allowed to do. Can they start their own YouTube or Twitch channels talking about hardware? Do you trust them not to start their own YouTube channels, or do you have it in writing? Can they discuss their pay with other employees? Because these are things that my employees are all allowed to do.
Okay, I'm going to be real with you. You should always tell and talk about your wages, even if this shit exists there. Like, in every company that I've worked for, that, like, where I, like, actually fucked with my colleagues, we're completely open. And, like, you should always know. You should always ask. And if they don't want to, it's because they know that it might be higher than yours or whatever for the same amount. You just have to understand it. And like, if you like, I got lucky that like, you know, in the first few places I worked with, like we were just all homies and we all just like completely like, you could ask me 100%. I don't give a fuck. And you can even ask me now. Right now it's 0, obviously, but like you can ask me for any job I've ever had. You should, and you should do that. Like, even if I was still working there or if you're at a new place, always do that. You love League of Legends? You poor soul.
They can't.
Just kidding.
Because you don't let them. This is a bad influence. Not only do you have a different standard for yourself.
I ran my heart was
others,
nice.
But
Kelly plays that.
You're good enough of a cult of personality to convince people that this is actually funny. You aren't the one who even recommended that shirt. Your fans were recommending that you make that shirt. You had a chance there, an honest chance to be an influencer.
That was a car.
Honest chance to be an influencer.
Did you see that?
Shirt. Your fans were recommending
right there on the
that
left.
You make that shirt. You had a chance there, an honest chance to be
car.
an influencer, a good influencer to other people, a good influencer to your 14 million people in your audience. You could have told them, "Hey, man, I felt some type of way when you guys didn't really seem to trust me and you wanted to
react content
because I've always covered anybody that has a problem with our products." But you're right. Consumer rights are being eroded everywhere, and we should have a written warranty policy. Even me. I want you to hold businesses that you like and care about and trust to the same standard as everybody else. I got to be held to the same standard as everybody else. Here's our warranty policy. Instead of doing that, you allowed your fan base to devolve into this consumer rights advocates on one side and parasocial defenders on the other. As they're going at it, you're selling merchandise based on making fun of the people who held you to a standard that you want other businesses to be held to, that they should be holding every other business to. My channel has had no sponsors for 13 years, and the merchandise that I sell does not mock my audience because they care about consumer rights. I'm not pitting this section of my audience against this section of my audience on issues that matter just because of my own fucking ego. And I'm not trying to get the parasocial part of my audience to defend me when I'm doing something that, frankly, no company should be defended for doing. You want your audience to just trust you when it comes to warranty, but then when it comes to your employees, it seems like there's something different going on there. We're not the same. I don't want to be like you.
That's a beautiful and powerful statement. I don't want to be like you. No better way to say it. Your ADHD to spot a one-phrase startup for the car. I thought it was a bird. I thought it was a bird flying across the window. That's why I was like, holy shit, it's a bird. Cars on roads. Roads are on streets. Streets in a car is city. Therefore, we can ascertain that it is in fact a house. You're absolutely right. No one want to be a filthy Canadian. Here's the thing is I love a lot of Canadian shit. I'm not going to lie. But when Governor Trudeau starts to run the 52nd state or whatever the fuck it's going to be, you know, we'll see what happens.
Posting something that my ex-employee got me when he moved out of the house we were renting. He went back to New York to do his own thing because he had to take care of family. I didn't point to words in an employment contract telling him he can't compete. Rather, I went over what Steve did for me in a video. I went over what it meant to have him as for 11 years as one of my best employees. And I went over one of the nicest things anybody has ever done for me. He took some pictures that were ripped up by my mother, who was not the best person in the world.
Damn.
And he actually had them professionally restored for me the day before he left. And I showed that on camera. And he went from something like 5 reviews to over 120 5-star reviews in a few hours. And I have a confession to make. I was kind of hoping that would happen. I wasn't hoping for there to be fake reviews saying that he did stuff he didn't do, but I wanted people to see Steve the way that I see him, for who he really is. I wanted that value to shine through accordingly. I wanted him to be successful doing what he does, even if it's not working for my company. And you have a different standard that you set for yourself versus what you set for other people. I guarantee you, your employees don't work under that trust me bro bullshit.
Yeah.
Going back to that video.
See, that's sad. That's sad that, like, you know, you can't that he can't even have that sort of relationship. Canada's type until I remember it exists. Okay, I'm just a Rush fan. Okay, leave me alone. It's too American? Dude, we are so hyper-American. What is this? Oh, my God. Holy shit. That's okay, I'm not even gonna say shit about that. Oh shit, wait. Fuck.
Right to being eroded everywhere. And there'll be like some
God damn
woman
it.
that's
Fuck you,
playing
Trudeau.
bits
You fucked
and
everything up.
She'll just wonder, why are these men being so nice to me? As she scantily dressed. He took some pictures that were ripped up by my mother, who was 120 5-star. You did about Steve. You're reading the definition of it 3 times, and you had the word morality in there from the dictionary.
In that photo, a little bit. You're I'm not giving my TAI reward,
Steve,
please.
There's a screenshot in that video of a message you said that you sent Steve, and I asked Steve to read it to me over the phone, and Steve was confused because he said, "Oh, I never got that message. That's strange." And he says, "Oh, you know, that was sent to my other phone. Interesting." I'll tell you another thing that pisses me off about Steve from time to time. You ever watch a romantic comedy? I hate rom-coms. The only thing I hate more than rom-coms is influencer culture. But there's always these two-dimensional characters in these romantic comedies. There'll be like some woman that's playing a ditz, and she'll just wonder, why are all these men being so nice to me? As she's scantily dressed or something like that. And like, that's Steve. That's Steve when dealing with people like you. So when you did that video, you changed the title on 3 times. You had the definition of the word morality on screen, and you were reading it. There was a text message that you were showing that you had sent Steve, and you made a remark about how you sent this to Steve to try and work with him, but he never replied to you. He never replied to the text you sent. So Steve's telling me about this message, and he reads it to me. And Steve says, "Oh, I didn't get this message. This is weird. I never got this. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like it got sent to my other phone." I asked Steve about the history of his phone numbers, and apparently Steve had his number changed several years ago, and he alerted everybody to it, including you. So I asked Steve, how often has Linus texted you on this old phone? And he says, never. I asked Steve, how often do you talk to Linus on your new phone? Oh, many times. We've talked several times in this new phone. He messaged me when his channel got hacked. He's messaged me back and forth about other things. So this one text message that would make you look really bad if you didn't reply to it, that he showed on screen later in a video where he's defining morality and showing how you don't live up to it, is a message that he sent to a phone number he knows you don't use anymore after several months of manipulating you. And then Steve gets it. This is the stuff that makes me sick. Because I was there. I was there when he said some shit to get me to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a laptop tech." He took that thing, and then like 18 months later, he used it to manipulate me and make me look bad or feel bad. So Linus explicitly texts an outdated number that Steve has not used since 2021, in spite of knowing Steve's current number for emergencies, like during the channel hack, and then publicly presents himself as the wounded party who never got a response.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's a calculated move to control the narrative.
That is 100% a calculated move to control the narrative. There's no question about it. And oh man, that is great. You know, the sad part is like I never really saw like I didn't really I just stopped watching them because it's like, you know, once you buy a computer, it's like, what the fuck is the point of looking at all this hardware, right? And I would see him for new GPU stuff. Like, this is not one I called from before. This is not a pirate software situation where I could tell just from, like, my animal instincts. But that's crazy. He is a very effective rat. I, like, had no idea. I always saw him in a good light. Just seeing the, you know, the true nature of this guy. He's a real, like, grade A bullshitter. Like, that's, like, I would have had no fucking clue. He really seemed like a likable, you know, dude that you could trust. That's really crazy. Did you miss that whole passage that... No, I didn't.
Painting himself as a victim.
No, I'm saying I did not have, like, I'm blindsided by it, right? Like, I would have never guessed that Linus would be this much of a motherfucker.
He looked like the callous guy that didn't respond. It's manipulation of facts to create a false narrative, playing victim while knowing the full context, as public image management at the expense of the truth, and using selective information to damage someone else's reputation. That's classic narcissistic manipulation. I find that shit disgusting. Just like the email that he sent me. Just like this thing where it's always about him and he can't take accountability or responsibility for anything. We're not the same. We may both be influencers, but we're not the same. Steve Burke does not want to be like you. I do not aspire to be like you. If I put my best interests and my image above my audience's well-being, I want them to unsubscribe from me. If I argue with my customers over having a written warranty policy because it wounded my poor ego and self-image, they should trust me. Look, I've always done the right thing. I want them to stop using my business. If I have employment contracts like this, I want my employees to quit. All of this stuff will be necessary. It will be a necessary catalyst for self-reflection.
That's the fucked up thing, though. They can quit, and yeah. I was literally looking in chat for something. Yeah, like, even if they quit their job, dude, like, they're still, like, liable to not be in compete mode. Yeah, well, he's pissed. He's actually pissed.
Action and change.
Like, formally.
I have failed and fucked up more times than I can count in life. I know I'm a fuck up. But on behalf of myself and others, I try to not judge myself on how I fail. I judge myself in my conduct and picking myself back up. I asked if you want to figure out why you are the way that you are. I know why I am the way that I am. It was a long journey to figure out.
It was a lot of porn.
I had a fucked up childhood. What happens from the age of when you're born to 17 is not on you. What happens from the age of 18 and onwards, that's on us. We got to figure that shit out. I watched that video Linus did in 2020 where he's questioning everything, what he was doing, his impact on the world. And he mentioned getting made fun of and called these names in school and being picked on. I have full sympathy for people who had crappy childhoods. From birth to 17 is not your fault. You didn't choose that. From 18 and onwards, that's on you. And that's on me. The problem with people like me, the problem with us, my boss,
I know he generally didn't have, like, an awesome childhood, but, like, I don't know any specifics. But he just references it, like, in passing. But I genuinely don't know anything. Fuck!
That includes me. Linus is not your fault.
Thank you.
You didn't choose that. From 18 and onwards, that's on you.
Oh my God,
and that's on me. The problem with people like me, the problem with us, my boss, other successful people, people that have way more money than my boss, we're too successful for our own good. That includes me. Linus is probably worth 100 to 200 times as much money as I am. I'm just guessing there, but probably 100 to 200 times as much. But it's the same principle that applies. We're both too successful for our own good. And I've told my boss this many times at Futo, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. For you to be worth over $20 million in your early 20s and to be worth billions of dollars in your 40s, you would have to be completely irrational to take my advice without seriously challenging it. If somebody with 20 YouTube subscribers criticizes my strategy and how I can improve my channel and get engagement, at 2 million subscribers, I'm not going to take them seriously. If someone with 6 reviews on Google Maps tells me what I really need to do if I want successful reviews for my business, when I have over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, I'm not going to take them seriously. I'm not worth 1% of what Linus is worth, but that doesn't mean I'm not in a privileged position in contrast to a lot of people in this economy.
Yeah, it's very true. That's 100% true. But, you know, he built his channel on being truthful and honest, non-biased reviews, and now his channel's totally gone to shit now due to his own greed. Yep. I'm close to 20K. I laugh at the ones below me. Yeah, dude, he comes in here just to be like, ha, look at this little pussy. Jenner, unironically, is a good YouTuber. If you guys actually haven't seen his stuff, go check him out. It's French.
The problem with people like us is in contrast to a lot of people in this economy. The point being is that the problem with
he's
people
like
like
actually
us
consistent.
is nobody checks us. And when they do check us, we check out. For you to get as far as you have by being you, it would almost be irrational to take someone else's advice and just change on a dime. In our position, we need people who will constantly check us to ensure that we remember. While the good part of us got us this far, we could have gotten even further without the bad part. When I see that phone number shit back and forth with Steve Burke, that shit makes me sick.
Yeah.
Because you tried to do that type of shit to me in 2019. And I lived with somebody for 17 years that did that type of gaslighting shit to me.
I assume he means
Made
his
me
mom.
sick. I don't like seeing it.
It's unfortunate.
Pattern. It's a pattern that I've pointed out here, and it's a pattern that many other people in your audience have pointed out regularly. You don't handle criticism properly. You're never wrong. It's always about you and your self-image. Now, this is not addressed to Linus or his audience. This is addressed to the dozens of people that I've heard from that have experienced similar bullying, who have not come out because they don't want to be deemed as brand unsafe. They don't want to become a pariah in their industry, and they don't want to ruffle the feathers of somebody who is this spiteful and manipulative.
He is absolutely talking about, you know, oh, wait, I love oil just like you guys. Come on. The sad part is Linus will still make tons of... Yeah, the thing that sucks is that nothing will change. Nothing will change. 100% nothing will change. Cheeseburgers and big trucks, am I right, guys? Yeah, it's like Jake Paul or whatever. Yeah, he's unimpeachable because he's already made a big platform. It's like... I mean, you know, any top tier streamer, it doesn't matter what they do. They have enough followers. They're gonna weather the storm. That pirate software guy, it's not gonna change anything that he's just some dickhead or whatever. He has an established audience and he's got a lot of cocksuckers like ready to go, ready to fucking shalang-a-lang on him, you know? Yeah, Linus, however, will always have a small cock. Between people that don't care and the idiot that don't understand will have big fan idiots. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just inevitable. Yeah, I hate that guy. I hate pirate software. I have unfortunately really zoned in on that because I always hated that guy. Couldn't explain it. At least we all know he's a piece of shit now. Yeah, it's true. What happened with the pirate dude? We'll get into... Hey, what's up, David? How's it going? Yeah, we'll go into that later. That's a fucking jar of pickles that, the cap is a little too tight on right now. Marked One hates him so much as well. Dude, so many. You two would get along great. Is that the buff guy, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. Linus is shorter than me, therefore I am always right. Pirate Software speaks very well, and people don't see that sometimes he's very stupid things. Yeah, it's his confidence is outrageous. But I have all the time in the world to go and like read up and debunk all this stuff because, you know, I'm a loser. And I can actually do that.
I felt a turn in the pit of my stomach in 2019 when I got those emails.
Yeah, me too.
Steve felt a turn in the pit of his stomach when he, like I, realized why you sent that message to the wrong phone when you said on stream. You made him look callous on stream by virtue of him not replying to it.
Yep.
This
Fuck
message
Linus
is
Tech
to the
Tips.
dozens of people that have likely experienced similar bullying. This message is also to the people that I know have because you've messaged me it and you haven't released your interactions with him.
That sucks.
5 years ago, I had a conversation with somebody who was in the independent repair provider program by Apple. There was a lot that
Yeah,
he
I'll read
wanted
this
to
in a
say,
second, I
and
promise.
a lot of change that he wanted to have happen, but he didn't want to speak publicly because he was afraid of breaking his agreement. I did a video on this where I encouraged everybody in that situation to speak, and nobody did, and little changed. We have gotten so many people to show up at the legislature by the hundreds and have them tell their stories to people who properly documented and cited all of it. It resulted in a bill getting passed that allows people to get
there's
their
like 2
wheelchairs
minutes left,
repaired
so.
in days rather than months. There are many instances on this channel where I repeat the mantra over and over again. Stop making fun of each other, stop picking on each other, and work together. I can't tell your stories. I would like to break your confidence and show your email chains and show your stories and tell your stories to everybody else. I can't tell your stories, but what I can tell you is that there are many other people who think just like you. There are many people who have gotten similar emails to the one that I got. And there are many people out there that have had the same pit in their stomach when they realized and understood why the one text message that would make Steve look really bad if he didn't respond to it got sent to a number that Linus knew was the wrong phone. I can't tell your stories for you, especially when you swear me to secrecy. But in my 36 years, I can guarantee you one thing. I've never had...
Oh, fuck, he's only 3 years older than me. I need to get my life together.
Experience dealing with somebody who acts like Linus without dozens of other people having the exact same experience. And it's the same thing every time. It takes forever for 1 or 2 people to speak out, but the moment one person speaks out, everybody else speaks out real quick. The word influencer is used in our comment section by people as an insult.
Yeah, no
and it's
shot.
used as an insult for a reason. It's easy for me to talk about this. I don't care about being on other people's
Okay,
YouTube channels.
I
don't
think
care about being
we
sponsored out by
basically.
others. I'm not looking to get my products.
Okay, I think we basically we saw the whole thing, right? Let's catch up because I'm actually I want to speak on this pirate software thing too. 100% I agree with what he's saying. This is really crazy. It's really crazy to see like what's happened with all of this. Yeah. I think I'm 100% on fuck Linus Tech Tips. He is a manipulative prick. He's corporate. He's Charter. He's Comcast. He's Amazon. He's that. Yeah. No, it goes much deeper than that. Here, I'll yeah.
As originally intended, the way Mark Hunter was in that movie Pump Up the Volume. And
yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, I already fucked this one up. Okay, I think we can, I think we get the point of this, right? There's 2 minutes left. Let's fucking finish it. And I want to go and address all your pirate software stuff.
Asking myself with 2 million
Linux,
watching.
goddamn.
I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this because I care about any of this other shit.
Fuck.
Which means that I have the ability to speak about this. I have one sponsor to worry about pissing off on this channel. And no matter how mad I make him, I can always fix it by giving him a greenie.
Yes.
All of you
Not
people,
Linux.
and you know exactly who you
Not
are
Linux,
because you have
Linus.
sent me messages over the years. I know who you are. You can either keep complaining about how you're bullied by this man, or you're pushed around by him, or you can speak out. You can tell your stories. You can confront it and deal with it. I guarantee you, your products will continue to sell without giving him $60,000 for a single shout out. I guarantee you, your products will continue to sell. I hope the community realizes
We owe it to
how
him to finish the video.
worthless these endorsements are. One of these is like $30,000 to have something unboxed. It makes me sick seeing shit like this, where like $30,000 for an unboxing video, and then I go to watch the video and you hear some shit like, it's an Asus, so you know it's good. Or sometimes on this channel you hear stuff like, this is from our friends at XYZ. And every time I hear that, it kind of goes back to this line from The Shawshank Redemption. Remember when the sisters look at Andy Dufresne and he's like, I can be a friend to you. Every time I hear that, it's like, man, yeah, I'll be your friend for I'll be your friend for $29,000. I could be a friend to you.
I could be a friend to you.
It always comes into my head. I guarantee you, all you people that are complaining in private about getting bullied by this man and about reading the same type of manipulative shit, I guarantee you, your products will continue to sell without giving him tens of thousands of dollars.
That's true.
You're good. uBlock Origin and Sponsor Block are more popular now than they have been at any time in history.
Oh, you have
which
no
means for
idea.
a good number of these
You have
shout-outs,
no
you're
idea.
probably not even getting viewed anymore anyway. And I encourage my audience at every single instance
But we owe it to Louis. We got to watch the whole thing
to install plugins
before we open another can of worms.
onto their web browser and onto their phones that will allow them to avoid all of these advertisements. People are sick and tired of their entire life being an ad, and someone admitting that they cared more about their image than telling their 14 million audience members that a closed source piece of software they installed
16
in their
now.
computer was being created by thieves. This guy's endorsement isn't even worth a greenie.
I honestly don't know what a greenie is.
Band together. Spend your money with creators that take accountability and
I
responsibility.
don't know what happened there.
Spend your money with people that have ethics and backbone. You will spend far less money, and in the long run, you'll have more return. It's time for a change on this platform, and this starts with you. I do not want this platform to be known for this type of influencer. I want this platform to be known for influencers like Mr. Jack, not for influencers like you. I don't want to be like you. Steve Burke doesn't want to be like you. Alan Parsons doesn't want to be like you.
I wouldn't wanna be like you.
That's it for today. And as always,
There goes
I hope you
DMCA.
learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
I'm pretty sure that just fucked everything up, but that's okay. All right. The moral of the story is fuck pirate software. No, it's a... The moral of the story is fuck Linus Tech Tips. Okay, I'm sorry. Fuck Linus Tech. I mean, fuck that guy too. But fuck Linus Tech Tips. What a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm unsub. I already unsubbed from him. I don't think I'm subbed to any of the subsidiary channels. Yeah. Yeah. Please go. Like legitimately. This guy is a fucking legend. I absolutely love Louis Rossmann's videos. I've been a fan well before. Yeah. Go ahead. This guy is awesome. That was a 2.5 hour long react. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm going to stop it real quick. All right. GG's. Louis, the best.